All right, let's get into it. Been a little bit. I've forgotten how to talk, stream. I don't know. We'll just get into it. Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood penguin-based streamer, penguin concept streamer, Shino the Penguin, back at you with another stream. It's been quite a little bit. I want to say it's been 2 weeks. It's been +2 weeks since the last stream. Almost the last stream. Let me take a gander at I've already forgotten. It has been June 29th was the last stream. It hasn't been that long. Has it? It hasn't been that long. Maybe more. It's been more than a week. Let's just say it's been more than a week. But I figured, and I realized I did start late, later than usual. I know usually I start at 6 on the dot, but that was not the case today. And I'll talk about that as to why that is. But I know we have a lot to talk about, and I know usually for streams like this, usually I opt to go for a nice American truck driving simulator video just to get some nice trucking and yapping going. But I figured that since right now in Umamusume, both JP and English actually, we got some stuff going on, so I figured this is also going to be a good time. You know, I'll distract myself with a half-assed gameplay while I talk about all the stuff that happened during AX. Mind you, there wasn't really that much crazy shenanigans, to be quite honest. Kind of another reason why I decided not to do this as a trucking and yapping stream is just because I think that this is and this is going to be a theme that I think is going to be very apparent as I continue talking about it, but the AX this year was, I think, the biggest theme. One word for me to describe AX this year was nostalgia, and I'll dive into a little bit about why that is, but maybe nostalgia isn't the right word. No, I think it is kind of a best way of describing it. So anyway, I'll stop vague posting. We'll dive into it, but I figure I'll just kind of set the scene before we dive into stuff. The reason why I'm playing JP Umamusume, and I guess I can just dive into it right now. The reason why I'm playing JP Umamusume right now is because the current event that's going on, which is about to end in about 26 hours, 27 hours, or no, 25 hours, is the good old this shit with the rankings. And oh my god, is there a new #1? Oh, fuck my chungus life. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, these fucking whales. Okay. But yeah, I do want to try and get a high-ranking INES so I can get the title, so that I can replace the title that I currently have. I mean, ideally #1 would be great, but like, look at this fucking whale over here with the LG8. I haven't even touched an LG rank. I haven't even gotten to like a high US, honestly, so that may not be in our future, but I'm going to try my damnedest. And in fact, I already kind of have a start here for INES with the ramen scenario. But unfortunately, I do not have the whale deck. So I've done a little bit of, and you know, I've been so busy with AX that I haven't really been doing that many runs, but it's been a while since AX has ended, so, you know, in the time between that and now, I've actually done a little bit of kind of looked at the guides, you know, saw, okay, what's the best, what's the strat here? How do we want to do this? How do you do this scenario? And from what I'm seeing, maybe from not what I'm seeing, but based on my experience, is that my deck that I'm currently using is actually a 3-speed one. It is the kind of the mean 3-speed deck. It's actually giving me some pretty damn good results, and even for runs that I thought were pretty subpar. So I feel like if I can get a good thing going, I think this may be the strat. I also seen people do the 2-speed to stamina, which is also another option. Unfortunately, if I want to do that, I kind of need, it looks like the Chiono O stamina card is actually a high roller, which unfortunately I don't have any copies of that. So right now I'm just kind of making do. As you can see, I'm not even using like the best Tazuna right now. I'm only using this one. It's viable. Like, you can use a 0 LB and it's totally fine, but I've seen all the whale decks with pretty much this composition. So that being said, we'll dive into it, and I will probably talk more Uma later. But we're here to talk about Anime Expo 2026. So yeah, for those of you who were not aware, there was a convention that happened this July 4th weekend called Anime Expo. Happens every year in good old Los Angeles, California. It's probably, I want to say, the biggest anime convention in the US, for better or for worse. And I'll talk about why I say better or for worse, because it really is for better or for worse. But it's the first time I've been to AX. Mind you, this isn't the first time I've been to AX. This is actually the second. The first time I went was way back pre-COVID, 2018, actually. So it's been a while since I've been. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about, maybe not a lot of what I'm going to talk about, but some of what I'm going to talk about is also going to kind of compare as to what that was like then versus now and all that stuff, because I've seen a lot of discourse around the internets about people complaining about this year's Anime Expo, which I think some of those concerns are valid. I think other ones are probably a little bit overblown given the nature of the internet, but either way, I think overall, very, very enjoyable time, very tiring time. I think I'm still friggin' tired. I'm still recovering from not so much the lack of sleep, but just like, well, I guess yes, lack of sleep plus all the stuff that I went through over that past week, 4-day week. One of my friends actually crashed in my place, and we went all 4 days, and we just kind of had a good time of just kind of walking around, doing all the events and stuff. That's kind of the TLDR of all of that. I don't want to use up all of these yet. I think I'm just gonna... Do I have a date event? I don't. Okay. I'll do that one. Okay. But enough twiddling my thumbs. So let's start with day one. Let's start with day one. Day one. That was Thursday. Thursday, you know, I think set the stage for what was going to be the weekend in terms of the crowds. I think one thing that I should really mention is that the Artist Alley was terribly designed this year, but I think that I don't 100% think that's Anime Expo's fault, but I do think there was a lot that they could have done to make it a little bit better. I say it's not 100% their fault for a couple reasons. One of them being that the construction, or the convention center was kind of under construction, so they didn't have as much space to work with. Now, having said that, the way that they were able to fix that was they kind of expanded out to where kind of the crypto.com, or whatever the fuck that place is called now, the basketball arena, basically, formerly Staples Center. That area, plus the, I guess, LA Live, the Novo, that entire area was kind of taken over by Anime Expo. I know there were actually panels that are being held in that area. Like, even I think Crypto was even holding some panels, which I think is kind of crazy. But I did not go to any of those. I will say, I only went to one panel. I actually planned on going to a few, but those plans kind of got, let's just say they became not important as other things came up and such, and I realized that waiting in line for blank was not really worth it in the end, and I think that was a good decision on my part. But there was a lot of bit of that, but yeah, Artist Alley. So the funny thing was, my friend, he's been to Anime Expo a lot more than I have because he's kind of local-ish to this area. He doesn't live very close to the convention center. I live closer to him than he does, which is why he stayed at my place for the entire weekend. But we went the first day pretty early, I think. One thing I will say is I remember distinctly that when I went in 2018, the first day trying to get into the convention center took such a long time with all the crowds and stuff. Because I think back then there was only the one entrance that everybody just tried to like kind of shove themselves into. So I will say that as much as people are ragging on the convention for all the crowds and stuff, I will say that most, compared to back then, they have definitely improved on that front. So that was something that was notably better, at least from my experience. But we went early. We didn't really... I don't think we had a really good reason of going early. It's not, you know, I mean, you could be like, oh, get the line up to get the exclusives in the dealer's hall or shit like that. But for me, it was just like, nah, first thing I want to do, let's just head straight to the R18 section in the Artist Alley in the exhibit hall. And so that's what we did. And actually, the funny thing is that actually probably one of the best decisions I could have made, because for reasons I'll get into a little bit later. I keep promising y'all with all this stuff, it's like, oh, I'll talk about it later, I'll talk about it later, and then I probably will never talk about it. But I promise you I will maybe eventually talk about it. So we went over to the that section. I think one of the reasons why I wanted to go to that section was because one of our friends actually, our friend's comrade, was tabling there. They actually are pretty famous artists. Actually, it's funny because their stall, we went there a couple of times throughout the weekend. Their kind of, I guess, table was consistently the most busiest in that section, despite the fact that they didn't have a single like actual like 18 plus like straight up full frontal nudity art. And I was talking with them about it, and the reason why they were in the R18 section was because they actually didn't even get into the original artist alley, because their artist alley was actually a lottery based system instead of in the years past when it was sort of like a judge by panel. So they actually didn't get in originally, and so that's how they applied to the R18 section and were able to get in there. And I thought it was funny because I think, yeah, their table was the only table in that section that didn't have any like, you know, like straight up like the booba or the penis or stuff like that, right? It was just like there was definitely questionable content for sure, but it wasn't straight up like, oh god, this is a no, you can't do that. None of that. So I did think that was kind of funny, but we went straight to them, just because, yeah, for both of us, we hadn't seen them in, God, since college. So that would have been a long-ass time ago, and so it was funny. They were still setting up, because I think they were stuck in traffic, and so they were just barely kind of getting ready and stuff. But we were being those guys and just kind of seeing like, hey, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while, and then just kind of catching up, reminiscing, that kind of thing. I did make it up. I did end up buying an art book from them, and also a plushie, an Oguri plushie. You know, gotta support the artists and all that. The other side comment is that I actually did not purchase as much as I did from Fanime as I did with Fanime, and I think what really helped with that was that I did not do any stamp rallies, which I think made it a lot easier, because I didn't actually really deep dive into Artist Alley, like kind of specifically look at different tables until honestly day 4, honestly. Day 3 a little bit, which is crazy considering that's a Saturday. But like I said before, the Artist Alley got super crowded super quickly. I think that time was the best time to go to Artist Alley, because everybody was either kind of like rushing to get their exclusives at the dealer's hall or shit, or they were just kind of slowly making their way around the hall. So there was not that big of a crowd in the Artist Alley. If you've seen posts around kind of Twitter and stuff, you probably know that, yeah, it got pretty bad with how, like, crowd control was. There was, like, the volunteers being, like, at some points, I think row A and B especially got super packed, to the point of where the volunteers were like, hey, you guys need to, it's like, this is an exit only, this is one way only, and it's just like, and they were, like, telling people, you gotta keep moving, and I think that's another thing about it, and the reason why I'm saying, like, you know, there's only so much that AX can do with the Artist Alley stuff. To be fair, yes, they should not have crammed them in the half of the Artist Alley that in Kentia Hall that they did, which was not the greatest decision. But I feel like even, no matter how big they would have made it, I feel like there still would have been some... Because I feel like the blame also partially lies with people just standing in the middle of the freaking lane just being like, ooh, interesting art. And it's just like, buddy, please move, you're blocking the freaking way. I'm walking here. Hey, get out of the way, I'm walking. And it's just like, people just lose all common sense apparently, and it's just kind of annoying. But having said that, I do agree with people that they did not do a good job with because if you don't know, the Artist Alley was kind of crammed into half of, I think, what it used to be in terms of Kentia Hall, that area. So it was sharing space with a lot of kind of exhibitors and stuff. So that was not the best idea in my mind. And yeah, it made it pretty impossible to get around Artist Alley unless it was like day 4. Like, really, even getting there really early was still immediately started getting packed, and it's just like, man, when am I ever going to be able to see all the artists that I want to see? That was a bit of a little bit of a unfortunateness, considering that is one of the things I like about conventions, is kind of walking around Artist Alley and being like, hey, look at all this neat art. And so I didn't really get a chance to really be able to do that. until really later in the convention. But yeah, we did the what else did we do that day? Other than kind of we immediately kind of just went around the R18 place, and then I think we had a there was definitely something in between, because I think we just kind of walked around the exhibit hall. Granted, there were 2 exhibit halls this year, the one in the South Hall and one in the West Hall. We walked around the South Hall, just kind of be like, oh, what's here? What's all the hubbub with all this stuff? And with all the freaking lines with all the people just lining up for stuff. If you don't know the running joke, it's that, yes, Anime Expo is a line con, and, you know, you get in lines no matter what. Even people just getting lines for nothing, and it's just like, what are you waiting in line for? It's like, oh, I'm just standing here. And it's like, well, what the hell? It's like, I think there was a post I saw about somebody being like, hey, yeah, we were just, like, standing, like, you know, waiting for our friends or whatever, and then suddenly people just started lining up behind us for whatever reason. It's just like, they didn't even ask, like, what are you waiting in line for? It's just like, oh, this is a line, I need to stand in it. It's just like, people, please, we're crying out loud. But that was kind of hilarious. But we did that, and then we lined up for the only panel that I think we ended up going to, was because that was a panel that was hosted by one of our friends. You're starting to notice a common trend here. It's because, yes, nostalgia, right? Meeting up with old friends, some that haven't seen in about a few weeks, some I haven't seen in years, so yeah, that was I think the common, oh, there's Lido again. That was the common kind of theme of being like, yeah, it's just kind of nice being able to see people that I haven't seen in literally almost a decade, which is honestly kind of a little bit, makes me feel old, but yeah, that was good. But yeah, I went to the panel for the aforementioned, this was what was this panel? This is like for the company that my friend works for, because he's actually an editor for one of the for a manga company. Granted, it's like English, so he's like he's editor, which means he also kind of is in charge of. And I've asked him about like what his job entails, but it's basically like kind of helping out with creating a team for the whole process of kind of translating and, you know, lettering and all that stuff for manga, and deciding which titles to localize and all that stuff. And so it's a very interesting process. But he was one of the people who was presenting the new titles that his company was licensing, so it's just kind of fun times there. But it was kind of nice just to be like, hey, what's up? And it's like Scream is like, I love you, and just like trying to cause a general scene, because I'm like that apparently. So after that, really, I think what else did we do? I think we just kind of walked around for. Oh yeah, there was the we walked around a bit more until the first of many Uma cosplay meetups, and actually, I do. Yeah, do I have pictures from that day? I don't remember. Oh, I did. Did I? Oh, right. I forgot to mention. Yes, so all 4 days did have Uma meetups for Uma cosplays, which was kind of nice. I went to all of them except the last day, because and I'll mention why, but the last day I was kind of busy with something, so I wasn't able to get to that, unfortunately. But I did dress up that day as Dansu Flame. I don't unfortunately have any pictures, which is a bit of a shame. I wish I did take a picture of it. But I will say the wig was not that great, but I still did get passing remarks of, hey, Dansu! So that was kind of nice that people recognized me, even though my wig was not the best. But I was Dansu, and I actually dressed up in the ramen cosplay, because I had a Tracing School uniform that actually is here right now, but it came about a day too late for me to be able to wear it for the convention, so I improvised and decided to go with the ramen outfit instead, and I feel that's pretty easy to cosplay. So for those of you Uma cosplayers out there, if you want to do cosplay, maybe do the ramen one. All you need is a t-shirt, a black t-shirt, some black pants, and a front-facing half apron, and you're pretty much good. And the extra special, if you have like one of those ramen strainers, which I actually literally just bought for that. What I was surprised about was that 2 things I was surprised about. One was that I was not the only person who did that. I think I was in 5 people who actually did that. The other surprising thing about that, though, was that I was the only one who actually brought a ramen strainer, which I actually found a little bit surprising, because I don't think they're that, well, I guess they're not that common, but they're also not that expensive. I don't know, maybe it's my perception of money is not that, it's kind of warped now, but well, I only bought mine for like $20, and I actually think I might use it in the future, because it's actually pretty nice. It might be pretty nice for pasta straining and stuff. So, we will use that to our advantage later, spin the bottle. But yeah, I was in a group. It was who else was it? It was there was Transcend. There was a Fine Motion, of course. There was a Phenomeno. I'm trying to remember who the last guy was. There was another guy, but I don't remember. And I really wish I had a photo taken of it, because yeah, we got together at the end of the meetup, and we're like, hey, ramen people, and then we all took a picture together. Unfortunately, I didn't take one with my phone, so lost memories forever, unless whoever is out there may have it. I haven't seen any pictures on Twitter yet, so I don't know if they posted it or not, or whether it's even showing up on my timeline to be famous enough for that. But maybe I'll see it in the future. But let me do this training, and then we'll take a little bit of a break, just so I can show you all the pictures. Because my manager was ragging on me, I was talking to him before I went out to Anime Expo, and he's like, yeah, you gotta take pictures this time, because I did not take very many when it came to fanime. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll take more pictures. And I figured that was also a good idea, because, you know, I do want to take more pictures for posterity's sake. And I'm glad I did, because it's always nice to kind of look back and be like, I remember that, that's kind of fun. So while we got the smile, or sorry, this medium, I will go ahead. Oh my god, that's a lot of skills. Okay, let me go into just chat real quick, just to make sure I'm not, let me get these pictures queued up and make sure I'm not doxing myself in the process. Okay. But unfortunately, like I said, I did not take very many pictures of the of me myself. But the first day, man, I will say the first, and I think the fourth day too, the day I didn't show up, we were in this little area that was kind of in the staircase. I think this was a really nice area because it had the staircase, which meant people can kind of like be tiered in terms of like the standings and stuff. The second and the third day, we were all kind of baking, or I guess the second day we were baking in the sun. I shouldn't say we, because I wasn't cosplaying the second day. The third day I was. Man, that third day, so many people, and it was just like kind of a small flat area. Not the best for picture taking, but we made do. But yeah, I did not get the best angles for these, but you can see you've got a lot of got some good amount of people. I'm trying to see if there's any of the ramen people here, but I don't know what group this would be. I think this is. Oh, I think this is Raceware. Because yeah, if you haven't been to one of these, they usually get a group photo of everybody, and then they kind of call people up by sort of groupings and stuff. So it's like, oh, everybody in their racewear, everybody in school uniforms, everybody from Cinderella Gray, everybody who's a gold ship or something like that. Because there's usually a million gold ships. This one, oh yeah, this is, I don't think Gabe's here, but Gabe, if you're out there, there was a whole bunch of Shuval cosplays, and I was tempted just to like ask all of them to take a picture, but I was like, nah. But yeah, you got Shuval in the casual outfit, so that's kind of nice. You know, you got some other ones here. Yeah, you know, it's pretty nice. Oh yeah, Gold Family. Yeah, of course. We got a whole bunch of gold ships. I don't think there was a Dream Journey here, but there was a Dream Journey, I think, day 3, which is kind of amazing. Because one of my friends, I actually ran into, speaking of, you know, running into longtime friends, was that I actually ran into a friend from way back, and he was actually cosplaying Stego all 4 days. I don't know if he's in this photo or not. He might be somewhere in there. He might be, I think I think that's him, the guy right there. Not this guy, the guy in the background whose face is being covered. But and this is this is Cinderella Gray. Is this? Yeah, it's Cinderella Gray. I was like, what the fuck? I thought that was Gold Ship at first. Nah, it's a Femboy Oguri Hooters. But yeah, you got Bamboo Memory too. I didn't notice that. That's nice. But yeah, we got all that, and then I think this is Team Rigel. Yeah, you got there were actually a good number of El Condor pastas. I will say there was a really good distribution of people who cosplayed a whole bunch of characters. I am a little bit surprised not really. Nobody cosplayed Dansu from what I saw besides me. Nobody cosplayed Ines besides me. Nobody cosplayed Bourbon, which I thought was a little bit surprising. But then I realized kind of her ear decoration is a little bit harder to have. But then it's just like it's crazy considering all the different numbers of other characters that are represented. This is everybody holding their plushies from what I remember. I think this is it for yeah. So this is day two. I might as well while we're here. So this is day two of the meetup. Again, it was a different location, cooking in the sun. Not my favorite. I think I tanned like 3 shades from the weekend from standing outside and not putting enough sunscreen on. But I did take a lot of pictures from this day because I was not. I wasn't cosplaying per se. I had my Ines visor on and I had my Ines t-shirt, but I didn't really count that as a cosplay, so I didn't feel like going up there and being like, haha, look at me. But yeah, this is we got a whole nice grouping here. I think this is everybody first. We got got pictures there, got some nice there. I think this is kind of the same thing. That person's dead. Goodbye. I think this is everybody in their school uniforms. I am a little bit miffed. Somebody apparently brought like this Dansu cutout, but it wasn't there the first day when I was cosplaying as Dansu, so I was little bit peeved about that. But that's okay. I'll just have to time that better next time. Um, but yeah, I got the nice Orphe. Um, I think this is what is this? Is this alter? I think this is all costumes, possibly. Yeah, you got that group of Many Shuki. God fucking damn it, Gold Chip. Um, Sheer Nature, Akion. Like, and oh yeah, there's a Shion, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, there is a really good like I said, really good grouping of oh yeah, this fucking guy. I will say there was some people who cosplayed the exact same cosplay all 4 days, and I thought to myself, I hope it's a different outfit or something, because I don't know if I want to wear the same outfit all 4 days. Um, Maybe knowing me, the sweaty guy, maybe these people don't get sweaty or anything, but like I would not be able to get away with that because by the end of those 4 days, my clothes would be crusty and sweaty. So, yikes. But no, this guy was a legend. He dressed as Tajna all 4 days. I love that. I think this guy dressed as Sugar Lights all 4 days too. So honestly, hats out to them. There was another, I think, like a Suzuka cosplay that also was there all 4 days as well. So really good stuff. Yeah, Singray, as you can see, Oguri. I think if you asked me like what cosplays were the most common, I'd say definitely Gold Chip. I think Takion and Oguri. I honestly say Takion is sorry, Oguri second, and Takion might be third. I think those are like the top three common that I saw around. But yeah, you can see the whole bunch of Oguris there. I think there might be one of the gold. Yep, there it is, Gold Chips. Gold Chips and Trainers. What am I? Oh, this. Oh yeah, somebody brought this. This is. I thought this was hilarious. The the UI of the game and stuff that they brought. That's that's really good. Um, yeah, Teo, a lot of Teos there. And again with the mini Shukis. Oh yeah, I think this is V Sisters. Yeah, there were quite a bunch of Shuval cosplayers. I think the third day there was actually a Virginia too. So we got the whole trio, which was pretty nice. Um, but yeah, that's pretty nice. Got the Gyaru. There was I think this guy. Yeah, this guy cosplay Forever Young. I think I saw them multiple times, so I think they did this multiple days as well. I think 6-7 man. And then yeah, another one of the group photos. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me make sure. No, there's still more. I'm trying to make sure I'm not like swiping into a photo of me like this one. Okay, let's. I think we're done with that. Okay. Um, that was day 1 and 2 for the Uma cosplays. I'm gonna switch over just chatting real quick just to make sure that I don't dox myself. And unfortunately, I didn't take many photos from day 3 because I was busy actually being in that. But here's one photo that I did take, which was somebody brought their like all the giant ass plushies. So we have one for all the ones that were available from beginning of a new era. Fortunately, from what I remember, or unfortunately, from what I remember, Dansu didn't have one, so that was just a big fat oof. Um, but the last thing I will show y'all is that I also have one of the. I do have a photo from when I was Ines, so there we go. You know, there's me. Got my, of course, you know, yard house. If you don't know, the traditional Anime Expo tradition of going to yard house. So very good. Got some, got a half yard as per tradition. Good old day drinking. Everybody loves some good. I think this was like, it wasn't that late. It was like, or it wasn't that early. This was like 3 p.m. So yeah, it wasn't that late. But there's me. There's me enjoying my what was that, cider, I think. So good stuff there. Um okay, right. So okay. I'll show the rest of these pictures later because that entails other stories of which I need to tell. So back into the game. So yeah, fun times. So day one was good. Day one, me and my friend decided to go to Midnight Mahjong. For those of you who don't know, Midnight Mahjong is kind of this like, well, originally it started as a like kind of a little way for people just to play mahjong. This is an unofficial thing, so like people just hang around near one of the side streets, bring their own mahjong sets, and then it kind of evolved this year into something that was a little bit kind of more chaotic, unfortunately, for lack of a better term. And so I know there's been a lot of discourse, or not discourse, but a lot of talk about how people have been like, oh, Midnight Mahjong's over. I think even one guy who's been there from the start is like, yeah, this is gonna be the last year I'm doing this shit because it's not the same anymore. Which is, you know, kind of unfortunate, but you know, that's how life works sometimes. You know, stuff evolves. But me and my friend decided to go. So what we actually did was we went back to my place. We hung out for a little bit, and then we drove back to the area. I think this was around 11:30, just to be like, okay, let's Midnight Mahjong. And I was expecting to be all, you know, I made him drive because I was like, oh, I might be all drunk and stuff, so you never know. And luckily he brought his car, so we were able to kind of use his car to drive. But suffice to say, it was a vibe for sure. I did not play any mahjong. I was not even in the air. Okay, so I will say I'm also the problem because I did not participate in anything that was related to mahjong. I was kind of in that little area with the what was that, Uma DJ and like the drinks and stuff. It was still nice because, you know, we caught up with a friend who I actually have not, who I've seen kind of, this was last week, but my friend hadn't seen in like years, so it was kind of nice for them to catch up. But otherwise, yeah, there was a very much of a lack of the mahjong, which is fine because honestly I wasn't there for the mahjong. Again, I know I am the problem. Yes, I am very aware of this. I wanted to also go Saturday because I was in my Ines cosplay, but I will say this. Not to keep jumping back and forth between timelines, but we didn't end up going just because I think by that day we were so fucking tired. Me and my friend were so tired from everything, from the lack of sleep that we had from the past 2 days, that we were just like, fuck this, we're not doing this. So, which is a good call, because otherwise I would have fucking died by Sunday. I was already almost half dead anyway. I could not imagine how bad it would have been if I actually went through with that. But oh, I don't like any of this. I actually, maybe, you know what, let's do this. Let's get that going. Yes, okay. So, that was day one. We did not get back until like 2 a.m., so I didn't sleep until like 3 a.m. And then I woke up 8 a.m., so you can imagine, already off to a great start in terms of sleeping, because we did not. But we woke up, oh, okay, well, fuck me. Well, I can't do this because you're preventing me from doing that, so I guess I'm just gonna die then. Fuck my Chungus life. Okay. Yeah, you're really putting me in a pickle with the situation. I don't like it. I'll just do this just to use up some stuff. Day two. Day two was supposed to be kind of a more aligned to kind of the panels I was interested in, but it kind of turned more into something else, which is fine because, you know, it's like, you know, be flexible with your plans and all that stuff. I didn't necessarily have an itinerary, but I definitely had some panels I was interested in going to. In the end, I ended up going to none of them because I don't really remember what we did during the day. Actually, what did we do during the day? Oh god, what did we do? Oh right, I remember. think me and my friends just kind of walked around a little bit more. There was the Uma cosplay meetup that was, as you can see from the photos I already showed y'all. That happened, I think around lunchtime, around 1 p.m. So before then, me and a couple of my friends decided to meet up for lunch around the pavilion area, which there were a lot of like food trucks, which is kind of nice. One thing that was not nice was the amount of AI art that the businesses were using, which anytime I saw a business that had the AI art, I was like, fuck that, I'm not eating at your establishment. Which didn't make it that hard. I will say there was still a decent number that didn't have it, but it was still kind of disappointing seeing the number that did. So, suffice to say, we had lunch. I think we did the Uma cosplay, and then me, my friend, and two other, I guess, a friend of a friend. How do I describe this? Me, my friend, and then another friend that we hadn't talked to, or I hadn't talked to in years. My other friend had talked to this friend for, I think this was kind of, hadn't been that long, but it still had been kind of a little bit. This other friend, let's call them friend B. Friend B, and I'll call the friend who was staying with me friend A. So friend B was staying with another friend who I did not know, at an Airbnb, and so we decided, well, originally we were supposed to get lunch, and then they decided, oh, let's actually get dinner instead. So then they were like, okay, well, why not, let's just hang out at our Airbnb and just kind of, chillax for a little bit. And so we did that. We hung out at their Airbnb, which is kind of a little bit further away, honestly. I think it was actually further away than I was from the convention center, which is kind of a funny thing. But we did that. We ended up, it's funny because that ended up being a nostalgia section where me, friend A, and friend B were all kind of reminiscing about because we all were in the same kind of club together in college, and so we kind of all recollected past memories and stuff, and I kind of felt bad for the other friend. Let's call her Person C. I mean, she became a friend in the end, but for now she was just Person C. Let's just call her friend C. I felt bad for friend C because friend C was just kind of like, yeah, totally, and she did not, obviously she was not a part of any of these memories, but she was just there. But no, it was good. I think that ties back to what I was talking about with nostalgia being the key word of this Anime Expo for me, right? It was just like being able to recollect all these memories and being like, oh, remember this, and it's just like, oh yeah, good times. But we did that. We actually drank a lot of the stuff they had in their fridge just because they were leaving the next day. So they were like, yeah, just drink all this this soju and all this. They had like so many different drinks and stuff. I was like, well, if you're offering, I'll take it. And so that was good because that got me more drunk than the previous night did, of which I thought I was actually going to get drunk. So I was I was a happy camper with that. We then headed over to Koreatown because we were thinking of getting Korean barbecue because, why the hell not? It's been a while since I had Korean barbecue, and I was like, okay. Fortunately, we had to wait 2 hours for the place to open, or not open, have a table ready. So in the meantime, we just kind of hung out a little bit. We were sitting around. Luckily, I brought one of my portable chairs, and so did my friend, so we just kind of sat around waiting. Before that, we actually stopped at a cafe nearby. And this is funny because this is going to entail a whole story. We were in the cafe. There were other people there, obviously. We ordered our matcha lattes and whatever, just kind of... we were all, I think, not all of us, but most of us were some sort of tipsy, drunk, whatever, myself included. So we were all just kind of, being like, hey, blah, 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 talking. I'm not going to go too specific into the details, but one of my friends, friend A, did kind of go a little bit, something kind of triggered something in him, and so kind of did some serious deep talk, which was good. I kind of, honestly, it's nice to have those kinds of discussions, those serious discussions, but found out something that did not know about. So that was very enlightening. And what was really funny was that we we were there for a little bit, and we were like, okay, we've disturbed these people enough. Let's go wait outside, and hopefully, because originally the wait time was supposed to be an hour for this Korean barbecue, so we just decided, okay, it's been an hour. Let's go make sure we, you know, don't get our slot taken or whatever. And then immediately after we're outside, friend B goes up to friend A and me and was like, did you know that Michael Reeves was in that cafe? And Michael Reeves and Lily Peach were sitting right there in that cafe, and I swear it's them, but I didn't want to go up to them and be like, hey, to make sure. And I obviously, you know, I don't look at other people, so I didn't even realize. I, like, peeked in the cafe, and I couldn't see their faces. I can see, like, the back of his head, but I was like, yeah, I'm like 90% sure that is him. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, what? And it's like, this whole time when we were doing this whole, like, serious, like, maybe not trauma dump, but, like, this deep kind of discussions and stuff, it's like Michael Reeves and Lily Pichu just sitting right here in this K-Town cafe, just doing, you know, whatever work they were doing. And it's just like, oh my god. It's like, wow, they were just, yeah, it's crazy. And, like, my friend B was freaking out. And she was like, I don't know, I am drunk, so I don't know if this is true or not. But, like, and the hilarious part about that was she was telling friend C about this, but friend C doesn't know anything about those two, and if she had told either friend A or me about this, we would have been able to confirm because we both knew who they were. So it's like, oh shoot, yeah, why didn't you just ask us? Or like, because apparently she was I don't know if she was freaking out, but she was definitely whispering something to her. I just didn't notice because I was like, oh, she's just being her, whatever. But no, it was actually something. It's like, wow, why didn't you just tell us? It's like, we could have confirmed. I could have just walked to the bathroom and just discreetly looked or something. It could have been like, go piss girl, because I definitely needed to go piss girl, with the amount of drink that I had. But, you know, it was funny. And then we just kind of ragged on her for a little bit, and she was still freaking out. And it was like, oh, we should go check. They're still there? It's just like, but... no, we didn't want to be those people who've been like, oh my god, is that Michael Reeves and Lily Pichu? Oh my god. Yeah, we don't want to be those people, so, especially living in LA, you know, you cover celebrities all the time, so, you know, that's not any different. But, that, we just kind of stood there, and like I said, we had to wait another hour after that, so we were just kind of, you know, moping around, being all like, oh, I'm so hungry, oh my god, when are we going to be able to get in? And then we finally got in, and, you know, was it worth it? I mean, it was good Korean barbecue, don't get me wrong, and it was all you can eat too, so like I was also, you know, enjoying myself. Again, hadn't had Korean barbecue in such a long time, so very, very good, but not sure if it was honestly necessarily worth that long of a wait, and if I wish they told us sooner that would have been that longer. We could have gone to a different place. But, c'est la vie, so... we did that, and then we did some nice karaoke, and then that's how we ended the night. It was very fun, very fun. It's funny I discuss this now, because, like, none of this really has anything to do with, like, Anime Expo. This is just kind of like hanging out with some friends, you know? You can do this anytime, you don't need Anime Expo to... and that's kind of the thing I kind of was thinking, like, I think from that second day, was like, most of the stuff I did for the first 2 days was honestly not really tied to Anime Expo. It wasn't like, you know, like the exclusive like events or like the panels or signings or stuff. A lot of the stuff I did was just kind of hanging out with friends and, you know, catching up on stuff. And I feel like that was, again, a lot of stuff I can do, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to be tied to to Anime Expo. But I think the nice thing about Anime Expo is that it has the ability to be able to kind of have people all centralized in those areas, because I think without Anime Expo, there would have never been an opportunity to see friend B or the artist I was talking about before. Like, there was no way I would just randomly go be like, hey, you want to hang out? It's just like, hey, haven't talked to you in 10 years, but you want to hang out? It's like, yeah, it's like, I'm not that type of person in the first place, and it's just like, that'd be really awkward. So that, I think, is the nice thing about not just Anime Expo, but like conventions, is like, it's just a really nice way to be able to catch up with old people and also make new friends too. If I was social, I would have also made new friends, which, you know, debatable whether I actually did that, but actually no, I did definitely. Friend C is now a friend, so we are very good there. So very nice, very nice. But yeah, so like I said, I think a little bit earlier, is that, yeah, so because of that, the once again, it was a late night, and once again, we woke up early because we wanted to get to the convention center kind of around when it opened. So, this was both of us coming off of some very lack of sleep. So, by Saturday, I think we were pretty much, honestly, pretty dead. It was, yeah, I don't want to say we were running on fumes, but we were getting pretty close to that at this point. And there was still 2 whole days of convention left. Saturday, I'm trying to remember what we did Saturday. I don't think we really did anything noteworthy. I mean, obviously there was the convention, or no shit, there was convention. I'm sorry, the Uma cosplay meetup. I'm really trying to remember if there was anything else on Saturday that was kind of notable to talk about. Oh right, the Vocaloid music festival panel? No, not panel. Rave set, EDM set. Dude, I cannot believe that was free. Like, even before I went to it and I saw that it was an event that was available. And actually, hold on. Now I can actually now go back to another break, and I will show you all the pictures that I took, which was not that much, but I did take some pictures of what I'm talking about. So this event, this Japan Music Vocaloid, this was a free freaking event. This was technically, you had to get tickets. You know, you had to get tickets at the ticketing area that day. This was Saturday the 4th. But no money. Like, I know I know there was that, I don't know if it was a meme, but there was a post about how the J-pop sound capsule, originally the tickets were going for what, like $100, and I saw there was the post about how it's like, oh, buy this tea, this like maybe like $10 at most tea, and get a ticket. And people were like, "Are you fucking serious? I paid $100 for a ticket. You're telling me I can just pay 10?" It's like, what? You really not selling tickets this much? And it's like, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But no, I told my friend that, you know, as much as all the other events in my itinerary were kind of optional, this is one I had to go to. Because for those of you who don't know, the performers for this Japan Music Vocaloid were none other than Hachiochi P, KZ slash Livetune, what was his name? Satapan P, he's kind of a newer one, Pico, and Teddy Lloyd. Yeah, I know, right? You got 2 pretty much like veterans of the Vocaloid scene, 2 very kind of up and comers, and then you got fucking Teddy Lloyd, who he was just playing all of his set was just all of his songs, and even then I feel like there was still some stuff he could have played that was definitely kind of a little bit not missed per se, but like, you know, there's definitely some stuff there that he could have also thrown into the set as well. But my god, so good. So fucking good. I think some of the highlights from this event, and I didn't take any, I don't know if video was technically allowed, but usually during these things, videos aren't allowed, so I didn't take any photos or videos and stuff of it. But, and I'm so glad about my light sticks, because holy shit, yeah, those were definitely used for the entire 3-hour set. But some of the highlights I remember was, I think KZ's last song he did was a mashup of, yeah, I think it was "Tell Your World." It was one of his original songs. I think he had "Tell Your World" and Porter Robinson's "Something Comforting." Dude, when both of those songs, when he combined both of those songs into that mix-up, my brain was, I was just absolute. I was like, no fucking way! Oh my god! And I was just I was in a state of nirvana, and I was just like, oh, this is so good. I love it here. Oh man, so that was amazing. And then I think also there were some pretty damn good moments. I think who did the mashup of Bad Apple? God, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. I think it was Teddy Lloyd. No, it's either Teddy Lloyd or KZ who did Bad Apple. But I will say all the set lists were really well done. Everybody did really well. The final set list, when Teddy Lloyd brought in Hachioji and KZ, and they all kind of did, I think it was the kind of final mix of Tell Your World. Oh, so beautiful. It was very fitting ending, and dude, I was just, it was honestly the highlight. One of the many highlights of AX, but definitely out of all the kind of the musical things I went to, this was, dude. And to be fair, I haven't been to many, but this tops the list, honestly, of stuff that I've been to, even probably over the 2018 AX Love Live concert that I went to, because that one was really notable for the if you don't know, there was the aqua rainbow that happened where it's like everybody kind of did the light sticks together, and this was coordinated by like some like fan volunteers who were handing out like cards being like, okay, if you're in this seat, turn your pen lights to this color when this part of the song happens, and then everybody did it. And the reactions, I will never forget the reactions from all the performers on stage, just being like, oh my god, what is this? And they were trying to keep it together while they were performing, and at the end everybody was, and they were like, arigato, arigato, and they were actually like, they were holding back tears, and I was like, oh, this is a moment I'll never forget. That was a high that I think I will never be able to recover from. I think that is the peak. That was the peak of my young life, and it's all been downhill from there. But this also takes the cake. This was also very good as well. I will say that. Um, but that was day three. That was me just doing some shenanigans there, and then here I might as well still stay on the screen because day four was just kind of well, the first part of it was me catching up on Artist Alley. I will say, okay, so before day three, before the Vocaloid rave shenanigans, I and my friend, we kind of walked around some of Artist Alley, at least the parts that were too crazy in terms of the crowd, just to get an idea of what was available. I wanted to see if there was any Ines Fujin stuff or any Gakuma stuff or anything interesting, really. And I forgot to mention that my friend is deeply, deeply into Deadlock right now. I think it's like what is Deadlock? It's like a shooter. It's a third-person shooter, multiplayer online battle arena game, developed, published by Valve. Technically, it's not out yet. It's upcoming, so I guess that kind of plays a role into it. But for the first day, I actually kind of helped. I had him just kind of go to every single booth that had Deadlock art, and we were able to find this out through a website that I discovered. It's like artistalley.directory, that had like kind of detailed tags about like what artists had and all that stuff. So we were kind of hopping around, just being like, okay, this person has Deadlock, this person has Deadlock, and he literally bought something from every one of them. And he said it was the first time. It was like first time in a while that he spent that much at a con. So honestly, good for him. So I helped him for that on the first day. But for the third day, I wanted to kind of go around all of Artist Alley and just kind of peruse every kind of what everybody had, see if there's anything good. And that was day three and day four. Yeah, so at the beginning of day four, I was hoping, it would be Sunday, last day early. I was hoping that it wouldn't be as crowded, and luckily it wasn't. It was still kind of crowded because, Artist Alley is fucking insane this year at AX, but it was still not too bad. So, this is some of the stuff, and I can kind of show here. This is some of the stuff that I bought. Some of this was from the official Cygames booth over at the exhibit hall. That includes this Happy that I bought. You kind of zoom in here. This is what the Happy looks like. It's the second anniversary stuff. This is the Oguri plushie I was talking about that I got from my friend. These the special week in the Oguri cap and the carrot were also from that official booth. This sticker I got the first day. I was just walking around as Dansu, and then somebody just handed me this. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So that was pretty think fast sort of thing. Yeah, but I got this is I think all the Uma stuff I got. Like I said, I didn't buy as much this year. But this so oh man, there were two specific artists that had every trainable character. And I shouldn't say every because it's every character straight up. They even had freaking title holder who hasn't even been it's only been like 2 weeks since they've been announced, so it's crazy that they had something for her. So I bought a keychain of this exact Ines design, and I figured, well, okay, shoot, I want to support them again. So I ended up buying a couple of the stickers of some of these rare characters like Dansu, Believe, Bukador, who I've seen these three in some capacity in some artists, but like Ines, the only other Ines thing I saw was the person who had the keychains, who I now have a keychain attached to my keys and all that stuff, so special place there. But they also had every single Uma, which was kind of crazy. But I had that. I got the sticker set. I got this. I didn't buy this box sheen. This was part of a gotcha set So it is what it is. And then this is me for the next 3 weeks as I recover financially from this convention. But this is the other kind of non-UMA stuff that I bought. Like I said, this is the art book that I bought from my friend. You may recognize the artist. I'm not going to explicitly say their name, but they're actually, I wouldn't say we're close, but I knew them pretty well in college, so it's kind of crazy how much they've blown up. I know they've done a lot of art commissions for some pretty famous VTubers around there, Mint being included in that, and they are very popular on social media. But I got some other stuff here. If you don't know, I'm a Jigglypuff guy, so gotta get some Jigglypuff. I think this speaks to me on a spiritual level for sure. And then these ones also as well. I think these three I think are from the same artist. Gotta get that deal. I bought stickers, magnets from this artist in the past, a Bob and a Rolled, the Animal Crossing. So I want to support them again. This is actually in the shiny material, which I thought was pretty neat. And then this also is kind of hilarious to me. This I think I got from my friend, just like a random sticker. So that's not really anything. But this is sort of, this will tie into day 4. So this is pretty much what we did day 4 after we kind of explored Artist Alley. I say we, mostly me. I kind of dragged my friend to this. I kind of feel a little bad because of reasons that I'll kind of get into a little bit. But basically, there was a gallery that was, well, shit. There was a gallery that was had let's just say questionable art. It's called the Yabai Gallery for a reason, because it had some R18 art. You need to show your ID to make sure that you are of adult age so that you can see all the boobies. Unfortunately, we went there the last day, so most of the art had already been sold, which is actually a funny thing that they were selling the art. So it was a pretty empty gallery, unfortunately. But the main reason I was there was because I wanted to get this signed. I wanted to get my box set of Clannad signed because the artist, the main character designer of Clannad, Little Busters, etc., what was her name? Inoue Itaru was there doing signings. So I was like, hell yes, let's do it. And actually, it kind of worked out that I ended up going on Sunday because I heard from the organizers that the first day was fucking insane because people were lining up. The signing didn't start until 1, and the gallery didn't open until 12. But people were lined up like 7, 8 a.m. for these tickets, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, LineCon strikes again. So, luckily, me and my friend got there, I think, around 12, right when the gallery opened, and we were kind of, relatively, I want to say we were like kind of like in the 5th mid in line, kind of a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit towards the back, but we still got tickets, or I still got tickets. He didn't, he was just there for moral support. And so we were just waiting around in the sun, once again, baking in the sun, the good old LA sun, as we were waiting for the gallery to open, or not the gallery to open, the Itaru sensei to be there, or sorry, Hinoue sensei to be there. And so did that. Actually, the little bit of unfortunate part of that about that was you can see, and I'm not going to show everything because I kind of may dox myself a little bit because it has my real name there. She was originally handing out these shikishi, and she was like, "Oh, like I was asking, oh, can we sign? Can you sign this?" And they're like, "Oh, well, first we want to get through everybody, and then we can kind of sign that later." It's like, okay, fine. So had this, and then so I had to wait in line a second time. Luckily, the line the second time wasn't as long of a wait, but it also unfortunately did mean that by the time that everything was finished in terms of the signing, it was like 2:30, so the convention was pretty much closed. So fortunately, me and my friend pretty much saw everything that we wanted to see. But unfortunately, that meant that this was the last thing we did, so we just had to go back after all this. The second unfortunate part about this was that the Iron Mouse booth, and if you don't know, there was an Iron Mouse booth at Anime Expo, was selling the cutouts of all the characters that were there. And so I actually bid, because they were doing a bid the last day for all the cutouts. And so I submitted a bid for Henya, because I'm like, out of all the characters that were there, and there were quite a few, but out of all of them, I liked Henya the most. Granted, I don't watch any of her streams, to be honest, and I only seen some clips here and there. I actually don't even know how well she's doing nowadays. So I'm not the biggest fan, so I shouldn't be too miffed about this, but I put in a bid. They were like, okay, come back like 145 and, we'll finalize everything and, blah, blah, blah. And we'll give you a call if your name is, if you're the highest bid by then, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, okay, well, I should have enough time to be able to head over there once this signing was done. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, that was not the case. So, yeah, did not get the phone call, so I did not get the cutout. I think I kind of copiumed myself into saying, well, I'm not the biggest fan of her, so anybody who, or the person who probably won it, I don't know who won it still. I've kind of been on the lookout on Twitter just to see if anybody's posted about being like, oh, I got the Henya thing, but I haven't seen that yet. But I'm like deluding myself into saying that anybody or the person who won the Henya cutout is probably a bigger fan than me, so I think it's more deserving that they get it. And also the fact that, maybe off Kai I'll have a better chance of getting something. But then I also realized that off Kai I'm gonna have to fly back. So how the fuck am I gonna fly back with a cutout? So that was a little bit of a, oh man, this probably was my best chance of getting a cutout. But also, the bidding started I think at $100, and I think the first bid for Henya was like $150. So I put in like a $160 bid. A little bit of me was kind of sad that I didn't put like a $169 bid because I'm a fucking 12-year-old like that, but glad I didn't. So I don't know how much it ended up going for, because again, by the time this was all finished, it was going to be like I think 3 by the time we walked over to the convention center, so everything was closed already, so there's no time for us to check, and I don't think we would have been able to anyway. So that is what it is. But anyway, that's pretty much at least I got the signature, and it's funny because I still have not yet played Clan Ads, so maybe this gives me motivation to actually play it now. But that was day 4, and honestly, that was pretty much it for the convention. So yeah, good stuff. Let me see if there's anything else here that I need to talk about. No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, overall, I think like I keep repeating, Anime Expo this year for me, nostalgia. Definitely big nostalgia trip. Very nice to catch up with friends. Very tiring. Overall, I don't regret it one bit. I don't regret going. I don't regret spending all the money I did. I don't regret any of it. It was all really, really fun. Would I go again next year? Debatable. You know what? I shouldn't say that. Let's give it like a 60% chance, which I realize may be a bit high. I will say for all the issues that AX had, there were definitely, comparing it to 2018, I feel like it was definitely better in some aspects, worse in other aspects. I feel like, I know people were talking about how last year was actually pretty decent in terms of the crowd control and all that, so I'm a little bit miffed that I kind of missed out on that part. But who knows? Knowing AX, I don't think much is going to improve for next year, considering that the construction is going to go on until the Olympics. That's the big reason why they're doing construction in that area in the first place, is to get ready for the 2028 Olympics. So, unfortunately, I don't know if it's really going to improve for next year. And the thing is, like, I see myself here for the foreseeable future. Having said that, I said the same thing when I lived in Chicago, and then, here I am now, I'm living in LA, so yeah, I don't know what the future's gonna hold for me. But if I do happen to still be in the area, maybe I might consider it. Let's just put it that way. So it's a maybe for me. But for now, I'm still kind of both financially and tiredly recovering from it. But hopefully I'll have enough time, because Off-Kai is coming in approximately 2 weeks. Isn't that crazy? 2-3 weeks? Am I ready for that? No. But hopefully it'll be all good for that. Speaking of Off-Kai, I know if you follow my socials, you probably saw the post I made yesterday, but I did get my business cards in the mail, and they look absolutely beautiful, and I love them, and I'm so ready to hand them out to have the idea of handing out to people, but probably not doing that because I'm too shy. So, but no, I'm ready to have that available. Be like, hey, look at me, and do all the networking or some shit, whatever the kids call these days. So I am ready for that. But if you want to see a preview, now that we are about an hour in, oh, that's the wrong tab. Whoops, I meant to click this one. But if you wanted to see a preview of what I got going for me, this is the front side. That's me. Chino the Penguin. Gotta get the, of course, the Ines Fujin stuff. I did opt for the extra cost in getting the, kind of the soft touch ones, so they feel really nice. You can probably see that I am not the best when it comes to graphic design, but, you know, I try my best, you know, I try my best. But yeah, you got the font, got the main points, you know, Uma, puzzles, platformers, although, to be honest, I don't really know if I focus myself in those areas, but that's kind of the best way I kind of like to describe myself. And then the backside, we got the nice QR code, which actually links to a card site that has all my links, which are kind of all there already in the first place. But I think this is really nice. There is also a little bit of me that is interested in doing a ribbon, because I know ribbons are also going to be a huge thing as well. If I want to do that, though, I probably should have that ordered sooner rather than later, given the time that it's going to take to make those. I'm also thinking maybe I'll just make my own in the first place, so that might be another option. But yeah, I'm thinking of making a ribbon for, like, have it be like #2 Ines Fujin fan, and then make my own custom ribbon be like #1 Ines Fujin fan, just because, like, and hand them out to people. Because I'm actually thinking of maybe doing an Ines cosplay all 3 days of that con. Now that I have 3 kind of distinct outfits that I can have available, like ramen, school outfit, and a training uniform. I think that gives me good opportunity to be able to kind of have her dress as her all 3 days. So maybe I'll just do that, you know? Be like, hey, I'm the Ines guy. Here's like, if you recognize me as Ines, here I'll give you this ribbon. Say that you're an Ines Fujin fan, not the #1 though, but you are an Ines Fujin fan. That's the idea, at least. And so I do want to do something like that, but like I said, if I want to do that and order it, I should probably have done that, honestly, yesterday. And I think the cost for that is also going to be a bit iffy. And I do wonder how copyright is going to play, whether copyright's going to be a concern. I don't think so, but maybe it might, so maybe I gotta make my own if that's the case. But more to come on that. More to come on those avenues, I guess. But yeah, that is honestly really all I had to say about Anime Expo. So, see, I told y'all this was not enough for like its own trucking and yapping streams, so I'm glad I didn't go that route. Especially since this has been the slowest one ever, because I've just been kind of distracting everybody with, oh, look at these pictures, oh, look at what I bought, oh boy, and it's just been like, okay, calm down, buddy. Yeah, so that was, and that's been me. Honestly, most of this week has just been me, catching up on work, which, God, work has honestly been super slow, which is a good thing in some ways, but also it's a little bit of a little bit annoying, because it's like I'm just sitting there and not really doing much. Luckily now, starting from today, I'm working from home, so I can be a little bit less having to be like twiddle my thumbs, being like, oh, I'm working, look at me. So isn't working from home nice? It sure is. But hopefully things pick up. I know that's kind of a crazy thing to say, but hopefully I have some work in the near future. And then, you know, the days go by pretty quick, so before I know it, it's going to be off-Kai, and then I'll be traveling over to San Jose, and then doing all the shenanigans there, and I hope that'll be fun. And then after that, honestly, it'll be a while before any sort of kind of convention thing, but doesn't mean the end of any social thing, because, you know, I can always hit up some friends and stuff who I know are in the area. That's kind of the nice thing, is, you know, Anime Expo made me realize people actually live pretty close to here, and so I've gotten added to Discords and group chats and stuff, and so you know, it's not like the fun times are gonna end here. You know, get a chance to be able to be like, hey, you want to hang out? In fact, I think today a friend B reached out and was like, hey, y'all want to do this? And I'm like, probably won't be able to, but I appreciate the invite. You know, that kind of thing. So it's good. It's good that it's good we got reconnected and all that stuff. You know, it's not like that friendship died out. We're back to being back at it again at Krispy Kreme and all that. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Now, how are we doing on this run so far? Not ideal. Yeah, not great. Not great so far. Really not great. What the hell is this? What the hell is this shit? What in the world am I looking at? This is one of the worst runs I've ever seen. Oh, I was going to talk about this after all my shenanigans with AX. The reason why I started stream late was because I was coming back from a apartment viewing. Because, yes, I am 100% going to be moving out in about a month-ish. I shouldn't say specific date, but like soon. Relatively soon. And I do need to let my apartment know. But before I do that, I do want to have like a solid kind of place in mind of like, yes, I'm going to be probably most likely moving here. So I'm in a mad rush of just like looking at apartments. I've looked at 2 today, and I had one at like 6 p.m., which is the reason why, again, I started late today. I have one tomorrow at 5. So hopefully, if I do stream tomorrow, it'll hopefully be in time and not late. And I have one on Friday and one on Saturday. And I'm hoping some of them look pretty nice. So I'm hoping one of them is the one, but we'll just have to see whether I hold up against any potential competition. Hopefully there isn't that much in the first place, but yeah, it's the joys and stress I've talked about before, right? I do like this place. Legitimately, the only reason why I am moving out is because it's way too expensive. Like, I'm barely holding even between the amount I'm paying for rent and other expenses. The fact that I have to pay every single utility also is kind of backbreaking, not gonna lie. It only really adds to the costs. And so I'm barely, like, I look at my budget and stuff because I keep like a spreadsheet for budgets. And I'm just think to myself, man, I'm not making it. The amount of savings is honestly kind of dwindled within the last year, which is not really what you want to be seeing. So definitely need to move to a place that is not gonna cause me negative savings in the long term. So I've been looking around. The 2 that I looked at today, the first one was actually pretty nice. Central Air. It is a downstairs unit, which is a little bit iffy, but considering I'm living in a 3rd floor apartment in a building of 4 floors, it's not the worst thing in the world. And I lived in downstairs apartments a lot in the past, so you know that's a really nice to have. That's not even like if that happens, that's great, but like that's not like 100% a priority for sure. Living on the top floor. What was nice about it was that it was kind of its own little kind of space within the building, so it didn't have any shared walls, which is actually a huge plus. And it was central air, which is I think the 2 biggest things that I'm really looking for me. Other than cheaper than the current place I'm living in, is that it's central air and in-unit laundry, washer, dryer. The second one I realize is going to be really difficult. I think out of the apartments that I've been looking at, only one, I think, of the apartments I'm looking at for the week has that, which is a little bit unfortunate. So, you know, I mean, I think... Oh, shoot. So we will see about... Oh god, I know what's happening. It's because I can't... The distribution of this is absolute shite. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I know I'm gonna lose the ingredient. So that's, again, kind of a nice to have, but I think if... So central air, I think, is the biggest thing right now. Central air and kind of not too noisy, aka doesn't share too much of a wall with neighbors and all that. You know, there isn't too much shenanigans going on. The first unit is nice like that because it only has like the top neighbor. It actually has like the entire side of the building, which is really nice. So I actually have like 3 directions worth of kind of windows and sun outdoor areas, which is really cool. The only downside that I will say is that it is coin laundry. It's one thing if it's like, you know, shared laundry is fine, but the fact that it's coin laundry kind of is a really big oof on in my opinion. So that's the biggest turnoff. But out of the, it's not a bad option, I will say. It's decently spaced. It has some decently good storage space, which is, you know, appreciated. Doesn't have like a big cluster or anything, but it has enough, I'd hope. That was another kind of a iffy part, was that the storage space was a bit iffy, if we have to be honest. So that was, especially compared to the fact that the space I'm living in is a little bit larger. So I'm not sure if it's going to fit everything I have. But that was the first one. The second one, the one that I viewed at 6, the cause of me being late here, was definitely way bigger, so that was nice. But man, it was old. I'll just put it that way. It was old. The appliances, the whole kitchen area was pretty low-key yabai. I forgot to mention with the first place was that it had updated appliances, which was really nice. Not that I really care, because I don't actually really cook that much, but, you know, whenever I do cook, it's nice that both of them, kind of funny enough, have like a separate kitchen area, which is actually kind of appreciated. But yeah, like I said, that second place, also the fact that it was not central air, it was an air conditioned unit, and just the general vibe of the bathroom was just honestly kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, the bathroom had a very musty smell, which I was like, this is not good. I don't know about, is there mold here? It's like, I should not be in here for too long. The other thing about it was it had 2 bedrooms, so a little bit too much space in my opinion. I'm honestly looking for just like a 1-bedroom, or like a 1-bedroom plus like a kind of like an office space. That's, I think, the ideal. So honestly, it's both a positive and a negative in the fact that there is that kind of the space there. The amount of space was definitely plentiful. It had a really nice patio area, like a kind of an outdoorsy space, which I really did like. So that was that. And it is shared laundry, but at least it's not coin laundry, so that's kind of nice. Although the laundry area was kind of a little bit further from where I was at the apartment, so that seemed like it was going to be a little bit of a pain. But I can handle my steps, so it's whatever. But if I had to give ratings, I'd say the first place is maybe 7.5 or 8 out of 10. I would say maybe 7.5. The second place is probably like a 4 out of 10. I think the general vibes of it was not my favorite. I think there is one, I think the Saturday one that I was looking at seemed really good. Like, the only drawback about it is the location is a little bit further than I want it to be, but honestly, it's still kind of in the area that I want to live in, so I don't care too much about that. Also, both of these apartments are in kind of relatively quiet areas, so that's nice. You know, I guess that's honestly the biggest thing, is I'm looking for a place that's kind of in a quieter area. Knowing me, I'm not really the person who wants to be in the hubbub and all that, so just kind of want to live in a nice calmer area. And if I do need to go into the hubbub, I can always just kind of go to near neighborhoods, or just kind of walk around to different places and stuff, and just kind of be in that action. So that's not really my jam. I'm kind of an old soul when it comes to that kind of stuff. But we'll see about tomorrow. I don't remember, what is tomorrow's. I think tomorrow's is it's even for the ones that I'm just like on, I realize that I just need to just look at them anyway. I need to give them a fair shot, because the apartment that I got in Chicago was actually one that I was not looking forward to. I was like, it doesn't really seem that great, but I might as well give it a shot. And it actually ended up shooting up to the top of my ratings. I'm like, this is actually a really nice space. It's like, wow, okay, damn. Did not realize this was gonna be that good. And so, like, you just gotta, you can't, it's the whole thing of, you can't judge a book by its cover, right? So you just gotta really really look deep into that kind of stuff before making any snap judgments. So that's what I was trying to do. Unfortunately, like even from the photos for the second one, I kind of could tell it was kind of a little bit dated. And yeah, I could definitely feel that when I was walking around. But, you know, still, again, give it a fair shot and all that, so at least I did that much. But yeah, that's my life so far. I guess the other thing is a weather update. It's fucking hot over here. Well, it's not fucking hot, but it's compared to I know most of the United States has been going through a heat wave. So I'm kind of fortunate that, honestly, and this is something I've kind of neglected to mention when I was talking about AX, was that I'm so glad that the weather was not too hot. Granted, excuse me, I think the last day was a little bit hot, which was unfortunate because we were standing in line for that signing. But it was bearable. At least if you were staying in the shade and stuff, you know, it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm fucking dying, that kind of thing. I'm really glad that the heat wave didn't happen last week, because that would have been really terrible. So we kind of lucked out with our timing there. Okay, what place does this put me at for Inus? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. But yeah, unfortunately, and it looks like it's gonna be here to stay for the heat wave. I saw that there was like a heat advisory until freaking next Tuesday, I think. So it's gonna stay here for a little bit. Unfortunately, that means this weekend is probably gonna be one of those weekends that I'm probably just gonna be staying inside for the most part. Which is actually good, because I think this weekend I probably do want to do some cleaning in terms of like kind of organizing some stuff, getting ready for the move and all that, so it's not too intense all at once sort of thing. You know, start slowly packing stuff away, donating, all that stuff. Make sure that I don't keep, you know, everything that I own, that I, you know, maybe some clothes that I have in my closet that I haven't even touched in the year, or honestly years that I lived, that they can just kind of go away. So yeah, it's fun times in the Shino the Penguin headquarters, as I get ready for my relocation and all that. Where am I in my placement right now? I am nowhere, apparently. What? Excuse me? Good lord, look at all of these whales. Where? 163. 163, is that even not in the top 100 here? It is not. That's kind of insane. What rating is, what goddamn rating is this one? I'm really curious. Holy fucking shit, okay. Good lord. That's insane. Okay. So wait, am I not in the ratings yet? 132, 243, 132, 243. I would be 25th? I would be 25th right now, which is nothing to sneeze at, honestly. What place did I get in the last this event? I don't remember what this event is called. I think I got like 200th or something, or 20 something. I don't remember. Let me look at my title. 21st. Okay, I can do better than that. Honestly, I do want to get into the top. Honestly, I want to get first. That is the biggest thing right now. I do really want to get first. We have, as you can see, we have 23. We have actually 24 hours, really, low key. We have until 8 p.m. tomorrow to really get this done. So let's keep going. Let's do it. We're here to try and get the Inus of the future. So let me think here. I kind of here. I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I'm gonna actually try. I swear, I think one of my friends should have the Sakura Shiono O, that stamina card. That's the big scorer. Somebody should have that in my friend list here, and then I can use that maybe to get the high scores and all that. Where are you? You know you're out there somewhere, and if you're not, then I have to find somebody for that. But yeah, that's what I've noticed. I've also noticed the Teo card is a big scorer, even though Inus is not a pace, but I guess that card just gives hella good SP points, which is really what it's all about at the end of the day. That might be a reason why people are using the Chiono O stamina card, and none of my friends really have it? Are you serious? That's crazy. None of my friends have this. That's kind of unfortunate. I'm a little bit shocked about that, honestly. Hold on, really? Really? That's interesting. We're gonna have to find somebody that has that then. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Actually, let me check one thing real quick. And oh my god, I need to fix this. This part of my screen is I shouldn't say leaking, tearing, whatever. It's not good. It's not a good time. Yeah, hold on. Let me replace this Shakur card with the actual good card. Where are you, Dotto? Meisho Dotto. I think I passed her somewhere. Meisho Dotto. There she is. Okay, there we go. Yes. Okay. Yeah, let me try and find somebody that has that Chiono card, because there definitely should be somebody with it. So I'm gonna have to probably do friends, or I'm gonna have to do. Okay, well, it's just because your name sucks. Anyway, Osusume. God, the worst part about this though is the fact that there are multiple cards that people can borrow now, so I now have to like click in each individual one. I can't just look at the pictures here. Although I guess I could just look at the pictures, but I feel like I might be able to see somebody that has it, because it does seem like it's kind of a specialized card, so I feel like somebody might have it in their roster, but they don't necessarily have it featured. So I'm just going to have to click through each one of these and see. The other thing I could also do is I can just search up in the friend DBs and stuff, and that might save us a lot of time. So maybe I'll just do that if I can't find them in this initial pool here, because I don't want to waste y'all's time with just trying to find where the fuck has this card. Yeah, let's see. If there's nobody who has it in this pool, I think I'll just search it up real quick. Okay. And my Boba's getting all I was about to say old. Cracky? Old? That's not the right term. Let me chew on that while we're doing this. What the hell? You don't even have all that. Getting coagulated, that's what it's called. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not getting good at all. You should eat that before it gets all coagulated. That's what it's called. Disgusting. Okay, I'm already giving up. This is not looking like it's the play. Okay, tell you what. Let me try and oh god, what's that site called again? A game with JP. No. Let's see. Champions meet. Friend search. Friend search. Okay, anybody with the Chiono O card fully limit broken. And preferably has a lot of other good cards. Sure. That's... sure, that's fine. Okay. Friend request time. There are a lot of them, I think. It's the nice thing that it is nice that they have the update of, hey, you can now have multiple friendos, which is kind of nice. Fuck, I didn't mean to click that. Okay. Let me ID search. No, not 9. 6, 7, 7. 6, 7? Oh god, the number of times I heard 6, 7 during the convention. Honestly, ironically, because of the Helios guy. Are you fucking kidding me? Is more than I'd like to admit. Even unironically, though, it starts getting to a point, maybe it's a little bit not ironic, you know? Maybe it's that's the reason why you don't do it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't care, you don't have any. Let's follow this, let's follow Yuno over here. Okay, so, let's try the fabled 2 speed 2 stamina strat and see if we can't get anything good there. So if that's the case, then I need to do the following. I need to replace Teo, unfortunately, with Sakura Chiono. Oh, where the hell is she? Sakura Chiono. Oh. Sakura Chiono. Oh. Where is Sakura Chiono? Oh. Where is my friend? Hello? 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 Did my friend request not go through? Hello? Where is she? Am I stupid? There she is. Okay. That's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, and then I might as well borrow... Wait, no, I'm already borrowing that card. Well, shit. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Let's try that out for size and see how well we do here. While I take a sip of my coagulated boba. Mmm, delicious. Okay. And okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to get a hang of this new scenario. I feel like I am kind of starting... Honestly, I kind of feel like I already got the general basics of it even from the first time. So that's kind of nice, but definitely does feel like you kind of need to... Just like the previous scenario, I do feel like there are... It's kind of a little bit situation dependent on, you know, when do you use your ramen trainings, when do you, you know, when do you do this situation, so... There is a little bit of that that's just like, yeah, you need to, I think it comes with practice, so... I think eventually I'll be able to get it, but... As you can see, I'm already starting to get to the ratings that are better than what I previously had, so... I think, already we're off to a good start in terms of how this one goes. But I definitely feel like I'm still scratching the surface when it comes to this scenario. Like there's still, I feel like, a lot that I can do, so definitely have not unlocked its full potential just yet. I'm hoping I'm able to do that by the time this event ends, so I can at least get something good with the good old Ines Fujin. So I'll just have to see whether that comes to fruition. Okay. Yes. See, that's the thing about this, is like, I don't know if it's... I mean, you do want to use your ingredients, don't get me wrong. But I don't know whether this is the play or not, you know, whether this is right, and when do you want to do this, all that stuff. Wait, you only have one event? Wait, what? That's new, I've never seen that before. She only has one event for her SSR. That's kind of crazy to me, honestly. Is that why she... Wait, is that why she's used so much? Is because she only has that one event? That might be why. That is interesting. I've never seen that before, where it's just like the one event story for the SSR. And then it just immediately gives you that. That's pretty crazy, honestly. Man. Wow. That's some shenanigans right there. Okay, and yeah, it took me that long to get to Tazuna, but from my limited experience, it seems like it doesn't take that long for Tazuna to show up with her, with the date event. Tazuna and Light Hello, so... Luckily, don't have to wait too long for that. Honestly... Oh, wait, no, sorry, not honestly. The funny thing is, the first night, I think me and my friend, this was... Actually, no, this would have been day 0. Me and my friend went to a ramen place. Not inspired by this. Funny enough, I want to say at least that this was not the reason why we did that. It was more so because it seemed like the best, excuse me, it seemed like the best, option that was open as late as it was in our area, so we went over there. Honestly, the chashu from that place, it's actually so good. Some of the best chashu I've had from a ramen place. It was definitely good, and then I found out later that it actually is pretty highly recommended, so kind of worked out. So good on me, I guess, for getting that. See, there, isn't this is the date event, right? I think so. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Love it. Love it. Okay. And I will say for future streams, now that so for Offkai Expo, I know I've talked a bit in the past about how I've entered myself into the competition, the Umakai Derby competition for that, and they have announced the track that it's going to be, which is going to be the Nippon Dabi. Weather conditions is depending on what actual conditions is going to be in the, which I'm presuming it's going to be sunny, I hope. So there will be future streams, and also now that, and this is something I'm surprised I haven't mentioned until now, is that now that friggin' Mant/Trackblazer is dead from the English game implementing the upgraded Ura and Unity Cup early, now I actually have motivation to play the game. So look out for more streams in the for the English side coming up, especially since I want to prepare Ines et al. For the Umakai Derby that's coming up. So and it's also two birds with one stone, because if I do that this week, that also helps with my event grinding. So you know, it really just a really win-win situation. So I'm thinking Saturday we're probably gonna do preparation for Umakai, and then yeah, Friday Omori, Saturday En Uma prep, and then we'll see about tomorrow. I do want to stream tomorrow. It's more so what will I stream, and I did actually buy a couple of games on the Steam sale that apparently is still happening. I'm surprised the Steam summer sale is still happening. I feel like it was happening before I left for Anime Expo, and now it's still happening. It's like, what? It's like, how long is this goddamn sale? But yeah, so I bought a couple games, some on my wish list, some that weren't, but looked too good to pass up. So maybe some of those will be future streams for the future streams for the future. But yeah, look out for that, I guess, for tomorrow. We'll see about that. But I do want to stream tomorrow. It's been a while, you know. I got the itch. Definitely got the itch. Honestly, I got the itch Monday, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I was so tired, dude, after work and the general Fanmade weekend, that I kind of just crashed low-key. I just did a whole big nap after I got back from work, and then I slept after that. So it was very good. I'm still tired though, but very good. Oh my god, what is with all the fucking bots, man? Jesus. Okay. Yoinks. Okay. Let's see. I don't like what I'm seeing here, so I'm just going to be very sad about it. I don't like any of that. Yeah, I didn't realize Toto was there. I didn't spin her on purpose, but I guess it just kind of worked out to be like that. Yeah, I don't like any of what I'm seeing with the rainbow trains and stuff. Honestly, I probably should have done the speed one in that case, because I did see that there's a lot of supports in that. And I think, isn't it the thing where if that happens, one of the speed cards does guaranteed show up after that, or does that happen later? I think there was something like that. Still not entirely caught up in the mechanics of this scenario, but I think that's generally how that works. Okay, so... either way... this one. Either way, the amount of gauge that I have here is still the same. No, you need to heal yourself. You need to refuse your treatment. Okay, let's see. Let's go with that one, sure. Get rid of all my ingredients. I'm a little too early, but that's okay. And yes, if you're wondering, I did eat before the stream, so it's not gonna be like last stream where I'm just like desperate and I need to take a food break or something. We should be fine. We should be fine. I'm not gonna immediately be like, oh, I gotta get ramen now. I still do have one instant ramen thing left over. And I am thinking of going to Costco this weekend so I can buy some more if they have that available. Because the one I actually did have that day after, and I don't know whether it's because I was super hungry after the stream and craving ramen, but the one I had after that stream was actually pretty good. I've had it before, so I already knew what it was like, but it held up. It was pretty good. It's instant ramen, so you know, don't expect too much, but it still was pretty decent for just being in the microwave. So can't complain too much about that. You know, ramen's one of those dishes that's super hard to make between the noodles and the broth. And you know, if you want to go the chashu route, also that also is it's a whole commitment. So one of those things where it's like it's understandable if you get it out to go, or like, you know, get like a sort of instant frozen sort of thing. Well, mine's not frozen, but like an instant sort of thing, because it's like, yeah, you know, that's a lot of work for creating that. It's those types of foods where it's just like I understand why I would never really want to make it. Similar to stuff like tamales or kimchi, or like to an extent katsu, because katsu also does take. Actually, katsu is not as bad, I would say, and maybe even tamales you would argue is not as bad. But I feel like tamales is one of those things that feels like it's kind of traditionally done like in like a group party sort of thing, and you need to prepare like a lot of time for it and all that stuff. So. But the output is pretty damn good. Speaking as somebody who does love me a good old tamale, but I do acknowledge that it does take a little bit. So if I'm correct, then this should. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah, that probably was that's probably a thing that's for the later, like classic years, not this year's, the junior year. So I am mistaken in that, but that's okay. This is just kind of a warm-up prep for what's to come. I still don't know how I feel. Oh, sure, there she goes again. Still don't really have 100% full grasp of this scenario, as I mentioned, but I think I'm starting to slowly get there. Because even my tries that don't feel like they're amazing have been some of my best Umas that I've made, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you know, that is what it is. That's how this game works, you know, the continuous power creep of the scenarios and all that, so can't really blame too much about that. I will just take my speed and leave. Okay. Thank you. Give me my secret ingredients. Thank you. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Let's do a little. Yosh. Okay. I think one of the general things I remember is that since the classic year... Oh, shoot, never mind. Wait. Oh, never mind. Okay, this isn't... That's probably something else. I was gonna say something and then I realized that was probably not correct, so... I'm just going to retract my statements. Yeah, no, I am right. So, you notice here how the bonus for the speed is not that great here. So, I remember generally is like the idea is like, don't do Nakayama as much. Generally, like, do these two instead, but don't completely neglect this, because there is situations here which this is useful. But generally, I've heard / found, even from my personal experience as well, is that, yeah, it's not really recommended to do Nakayama unless you have a really good sort of pretty good speed. Maybe not too good, because it does get capped out at a certain point, but good. Okay. See, something like this, right? Oh, well, I don't even have enough ingredients anyway, so screw me, I guess. I should probably do I need to get out of the mindset that I only need to use my data events during times that I have low energy, because oh shit, I pressed the wrong button like an idiot. Hey, crane game. Okay, well at least we get a crane game. I guess at least we get this. Yeah, it's been a long time since I played a crane game in this version. Okay, I should be looking at this screen, not my computer screen, because there's gonna be a little bit of lag. Oh, please don't fall. Yeah, we got Yukino. We got Yukipe. Okay. Alright. Ooh, Ninus. Let's go for that one. That's a bit of an awkward angle, but I can get it now. Oh, I don't know if that's good. Well, that was good. I don't know if this might be a bit too shaky. Oh, I was gonna say, how is it hanging on? Okay. Let's go for the Dotto. Oh, that's not good. No, that's shit. Nope. Yeah, rip. You can see how long it's been since I've done the crane game, because that was not good. At least I got one. At least it wasn't a total failure. That's fine. Top option, I think, is the one I want to go for. Okay. Oh boy. I don't think this is probably one of the situations I want to use Nakayama here. Because then I do that, I get another... Get some more improvements there. And we're good. Okay. Sure, something like that. Wait, how much? I got 113 stamina or something, so that's pretty. Or speed. I think I got a lot of speed. That went by so fast. I was like, what? What did I just get? Did I win? Did I win, son? Ah, hydrate or dihydrate. Okay. Nippon Derby. It's time to race the derby in about 2 turns. Well, biscuits. Biscuits on my gravy. Thanks, Shiono. Couldn't have done it without you. I do wonder why she's suddenly become this... I think she's just a stat stick. I don't think she's necessarily the best stamina card out there. I think she's more of a stat stick in order to get the max rating you can, because that's really what this scenario's for. And actually, now that I think about it, that does make a little bit of sense, because to get the highest rating isn't necessarily about getting the highest rated Uma per se. It's just more or less hitting all of the requirements. So you can kind of see where the logic lies there. I don't really like either of these options. I think I'll go with this one. Okay. Right, okay. Alright, Nippon Derby. I do like the fact that at least the stories came back with this scenario, now that we don't have the shortened timeline. So it's kind of nice getting back into the whole, like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, she's got survival, she's got the injury, whatever, all that to deal with. On top of the fact that she has to deal with ramen, you know, it's just so much on her little plate there. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the 50 million part-time jobs that she has as the backbone of the Japanese economy, because that is part of her life as well. Alright. Ooh, that's nice. Hell yeah. I also need to remember that the ingredients don't reset before summer training. They only happen once a year. For some reason in my mind, I'm always like, oh, I gotta use all my ingredients before the summer training starts. I'm like, no, stop it. No, you don't need to. Get out of that mindset. Well, shit. Well, Tilly biscuits. I guess that's still fine. Oh wait, I've made a terrible mistake. Actually, no, I made an okay mistake. Forgot you get energy. Okay. Oh, that's not enough energy though. That may have been that actually may have been a horrible mistake. Wait, hold on. Maybe we're fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. We have enough ingredients, and that should help a little bit with the energy situation. That's good. Yeah, we like to see that. Oh, I forgot you do heal too. That's the other thing. Okay, thank God. That's also actually a godsend. A godsend? A godsend. I forgot how to speak, apparently. This is That was the other fun... This is completely unrelated, but... The funny thing was, after our karaoke session, my friend was commenting about how I was like, oh man, my throat's kind of feeling sore, like, oh, I got the deeper voice, and I'm like, I'm totally fine. Like, I'm used to speaking in long periods with streaming and stuff, that my throat has kind of become accustomed to it at this point, so anything with, like, regard to, like, this kind of, like a karaoke session is nothing for me. It's just like, it's just a normal Tuesday, or I guess Saturday. Friday? Saturday? What day was that? Friday. Yeah, it's just a normal Friday. Honestly, yeah, it is. Fridays are usually the days I stream, so there we go. You know, my throat was already like, oh, I'm so ready. Let's hours on end abuse me, daddy. Just you know, that's what my throat says, because isn't that what your throat says? If not, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's spin Doto around a little bit while I do that. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do another stamina. If that failed, I would have immediately quit, because that would have been bad karma. It's literally 1%. I mean, it could have happened, but still, if it did happen, I would have been very big sad. Here's Tucker Bryant. Or Tucker Brine, whatever her name is. All I know is that she's Tucker Skull Island. Speed, power, stamina. Still a really good scenario. I'm partially biased because Ines was in it, but, you know, I still liked it. My power is not good. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think I'm really getting this scenario, or not this scenario, this strategy yet. Strategy does feel a little bit weird to me. The 2 and 2. Because I get the idea with the three speed one is that you do max out your speed quite early, but the hopes are you just still keep doing speed training when there's like double and triple rainbow, so that you can keep getting good powers. But here it doesn't really seem like that's as applicable, so I'm not really sure this is really working as well. I guess it's still a little bit early, but yeah, it does not feel like that just yet. Feels like something's still a bit off. But who's to say? Alright, Kikasho. The last of the Japanese Triple Crown. And win by distance. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeeze it. Okay, that's not going to be enough for anything, so I'm going to have to probably... Hopefully I don't have amazing... Oh, that's amazing training! That I'm going to have to do anyway. Okay. That's painful. That hurts. That hurt me inside. That hurt me in many ways. Oh, and I don't have enough energy for any of that, so I'm just going to go cry myself to sleep. Yeah, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. Yeah, I don't care. Sure, why not? Okay. I should probably look at my options before I actually select one. Isn't that probably a good idea? Oh, see, yeah, that's why. Because then I can do one of these. Okay. See, for the first time in a while, the guts is not a concern, which is kind of crazy to me. What is this? What am I looking at? Good heavens, I hate it. I'm gonna do something that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna do something crazy. That's not what I meant, but I guess that was crazy. God fucking damn it, I clicked the wrong thing again. That's a big rippo. Yeah, this run isn't probably helped by the fact that I'm clicking the wrong thing again and again. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for, actually, at the end of the day. Spin, Doto, spin. Okay. Yeah, that's the good push right there. And then I think the idea is to just keep hammering on speed, 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 speed at the end. Because the idea is like I mentioned with the whole is like classic ear is that you generally don't want to do the speed training as much. And then I think, yeah, this is where you kind of make that up, which is kind of crazy because in the EC scenario, it felt like you really do want to just kind of keep doing the double speed just to get the max speed, just to get the max SP gains. But that doesn't really seem like that's the best idea here, I guess, per se. So it's kind of interesting how the tables turned, how the turns have tabled, as they say. Energy, please. Yeah, give me my secret ingredients, thank you. Okay, it starts with I Walk a Lonely Road. Okay. That's one of the songs we sang during... I don't know, the karaoke session ended up being like a weird mix of a lot of kind of like the emo songs. A lot of those types of songs. Linkin Park. Good amount of Linkin Park. Yeah, some Green Day. MCR, all that stuff. So it was good. It was good. We got some good singing in there. It had been a long time since I've done karaoke, so it's nice to. It was nice to get back into it and just kind of remember what it's like to just kind of maybe know what the lyric. And then yeah, I of course sang Snow Halation because of course I did. I had to. It's I think whenever I do any karaoke thing, I always have to do like Snow Halation. I always have to do and then I always have to do Bohemian Rhapsody, because those two, I think usually I try to time it so that Bohemian Rhapsody is the end one, because that's usually a really good song to end on. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, but you know, something. I just think it's a good one because like everybody knows that song. If you don't know that song, what the hell's wrong with you? But it's a good one. It's definitely a very good one. And then I generally just try to look at my playlist just to be like, oh, is this song singable? And then the other question is this song even available in the good old queue section or whatever? That was the concern, because the karaoke place we went to didn't allow to kind of hook up YouTube on your phones just to play your own stuff. So we kind of had to just make sure, or like, confirm that it was in the book or not. Which sometimes it wasn't for some of the newer songs. I was actually kind of hoping to do Umamusume, but it didn't really work out because it wasn't there, so... it's what it is, so... Okay, I think I might actually be able to catch up. As much as I thought the power was not looking good, I actually think there might be a shot of being able to maybe catch that up a little bit. And then hopefully the other stats don't drag out or lag out as much. So, having said that, it's already the second inheritance event, and I don't know. It's looking kinda iffy. Well, we're just testing this scenario. Did I just get a dirt rating? Excuse me? Great, now I'm at a D dirt rating. That's so great for me. That's so useful. Not. Okay. Whatever. What do we got? Ooh, that's what we call a spicy meatball. Hell yeah. Give me some meatballs in my ramen. I don't know about that one. See, look at that. We got like, what is that? 91 bonus for the... If we can keep doing that for the speed, I think there's a pretty good shot of actually getting that to be relatively good, all things considered. So we'll just have to see whether we can do that. I do need to make sure I have enough ingredients saved up for summer training, because that's really where I think everything's going to shine. Actually, no, at this point I think it's not really as important. Because by now all the training should be... All the necessary good trainings, yeah, you can see is close to level 5 anyway, so... Not the biggest concern, but again, still useful. Still nice to be there. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Don't want to force the issue. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at what we're seeing there. That is a very good, although I used up all my ingredients there, that's still pretty good. Damn. Damn, son, we might actually be able to get this power to be not terrible. Although I'm still thinking it's not going to be as good as some of the other stats I have here. I think the other play about that is I need to have the probably inherit power instead of what I'm doing with inheriting speed. Maybe that might also be the thing you need to be doing in order to max out everything. But I feel like that shouldn't be as big of a contribution, but maybe that's just, maybe I'm just being pessimistic about it. Anyway, that was that. Okay, I think, wow, that actually kind of worked out. That actually worked out beautifully, because, yeah, then I have enough room for the secret ingredients, and I think that should be enough for whatever I need to do if anything comes up situation-wise. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, that one. That's fine. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then we get to get more bonuses for ya boy. And by ya boy, I mean ya girl, Ines. Okay. Good. Yes. Oh, wait, hold on. Spin Doto a little bit. There we go. Obligatory Spin Doto. Very, very necessary, very legal, very good. Very, very cool. I should not be using that reference. That's not a this is not reference a good thing. Like not a good thing to be referencing. Okay, ooh, nice. We got the good push there. Somehow this is actually kind of shaping up to be pretty good. I still don't really know. It's still early to say. And we still got a lot of turns left, but it is all also kind of contingent on whether or not I can get... Oh, hold on. I was going to say whether I can get this power up to be good levels. These? Oh, that's what I call spicy beans. That's what I call a spicy meatball. Okay, now unfortunately I think the the speed is getting pretty close to max. I feel like most of the time that is going to be what the general idea of is here, especially since I don't have a power card. Yeah, so you can see already. I think I'm actually going to do this one. Give me the skill. Let's see. It's not great. This is kind of where I think I want to do the last state event. Yes. Oh god, I need to get this fixed. Dude, this tear is going all the way down to this screen. Like right here. That's not good. I mean, granted, I don't really use the fold option as much on my phone, so I don't really know until now, but yeah, that gets pretty bad. Damn. I'm gonna have to get that fixed. It's a good thing I have insurance on my phone, I guess. Hard situation to use it. Alright. Let's see. With the Tennosho Autumn. I'd still preferably like a lot more power, to be honest. Like, the power level situation is still not ideal, in my opinion. I kind of... Here's this thing. I know having a power card apparently is not really the move, but it still feels like it should be the move for me, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just... maybe I'm not doing it correctly, but it kind of feels like it should be the way it is. That feels like that should be it, and not what I'm doing right now. This doesn't feel right, is basically what I'm saying here. But I guess that's to be proven otherwise. I just don't feel it. I'm not feeling it, Mr. Krabs, you know? As the kids say. Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Okay, yeah, see, that's not really that good. Okay, big thinking here. Okay, maybe if I do this, then that should get the power, get some good amount of power. That's not a good amount of power. What the hell is that shit? I actually think I might do this. Slightly better option. Okay. And then I wish I had a date event here, because this would be a good opportunity to use it, but unfortunately I don't really have a good one there, so instead I'm just gonna do this. And hope that I get something better for this. Which is not really. Alright, well, that's a rippo. Why is my leg so itchy? Ugh, disgusting. Disgusting. Okay. This one. Yes, always. Always and forever. Alright, it's time for Kiwami. Oh hell yeah! It's time for Hell's Kitchen Uma edition. Also, the song, I will say that the song for this scenario has definitely grown on me for sure. I've definitely been listening to it pretty, I won't say non-stop, but a good amount of time. Also, somehow I will say, I forgot to mention, I somehow got this the current version that's come right now of the Ramen NTR. I somehow got that from a single pull. I don't know how the hell I did it, but I did it. Which I guess is cool, but again, or not again, but kinda didn't really need it, so it is what it is. Man. Okay, well I guess the stamina's max, so that's cool. The power is severely lacking. But maybe this might be the strat, who knows? I don't know. Now I'm just hoping that I get some good some good, well, I guess power, but some good speed trainings to get that power really high up there. Let's see. Oh, that's something. That's also pretty something. We'll go with this one. Literally just to get the power up, that's does not feel right. And then yeah, the the wit. The wit could also be better. You know, as much as I'm complaining about this, I can definitely see this being a good strat as well, though. Like I feel like I'm not doing this correctly for sure. So, definitely some potential. Well, let's see how this ended up. I actually think this might be a high score, like with how the stats lined up. And again, I don't think this is definitely even close to being full potential of what could be good and all that stuff. So, gotta keep gaining experience from all this and really trying to get a good understanding of it all. But at the end of the day, it's not too bad. I wish I could swap the power and the guts there, but it's still pretty good. Okay, so we get all this shenanigans going, and then I think I'm gonna try. I think I might do one more run. Not saying that I wanted this to be a shorter stream, but you know, if it comes to it, because I did start a bit late. I figured that this probably wouldn't be a very long stream in the first place, so we'll just we'll do one more run. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Do want to try and catch up on sleep. Like I said, I've just been very tired anyway, so try and get as much sleep as I can before that all comes crashing down anyway, with how my sleep schedule / habits are any hoosers. So let's just get that. All of the skills. All of them. Even the ones that aren't applicable to this situation, although wait until those are my only options. Really what it comes down to. No. These ones, and that one, and that one, and this one, and this one. And all of these ones. Okay, good at fucking enough. Okay. Let's drum roll, please. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Yeah, this inner screen's like peeling off. That's not good at all. I'm gonna have to get that looked at some point. Not the biggest issue, honestly, but that's definitely something I'm gonna get looked at, especially as I want to use this screen. US5. Holy shit, that is definitely a high score for sure. That is definitely the best I've done to date. 100%. And also 69, haha, funny number. Okay. Is that not a high score? Oh no, that is a high score. I was like, wait. For a second though, I thought that wasn't a high score and I was very concerned. Yeah, I was like, there's no way that's not a high score after all the shenanigans I went through. Yeah, look at that. See, I got some carrots for that. Let me check my standings. I don't think I'm gonna be registered in this. Yeah, because my entry is entry in progress. What did I get? I got like 135, 135k, 135, 606. 135, 606 would be 22nd place. I do really want to get in the top 10 here, low key, high key. But if I want to do that, I need to start getting to these like high U somethings. See, look at that. Like, I think my strategy is like of the correct. Because yeah, look at even some of these, like the LG something. Like, look at the power ratings. Those power ratings are not that good. It's like 1230 something. So I think this is actually the strat. I think this is the way to do it. I think we're just gonna have to keep sticking with this because I think it's the play. What is this guy doing? This guy did the 3-1, which honestly is also fair play. Yeah, that also works, I guess. This guy almost has the exact same deck as me. Wait, that gives me pretty good hope there. This guy has pretty much the same deck as me. The only issue is that they have actually less Stars of Tazuna than I do, or less Living Broken Tazuna than I do. So, you know what? There is a shot here, ladies and gentlemen. There is a shot. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm gonna keep grinding. I really want to get into the top whatever here. At least top 10 for sure. I don't know if number 1 is in the cards here, but definitely want to try and get at least top 10. So I'm just gonna keep on doing that. Stick with the same strategy. Yes. Let's do it. There we go. Okay. Yep. I think this will be the last run for today, but I want to see if I can improve on what I have. See if I can't get some good luck going. There's my coagulated boba here. Delicious coagulated boba. And that's the culinary experience that everybody's looking forward to. Option. Okay. I'm really curious how far down this. It's down to here at this point. Maybe not to rub my cursor on her at her chest area, but like this like it's down to like here at this point, the rip, which is not great. And I think this actually this has a chance of actually going all, if this goes all the way down, that actually may be really bad. And it may have a chance of doing that, so questionable. Not gonna lie, this coagulate bulb is actually pretty good. Usually I don't like it when it's like this, but yeah, it's actually not too terrible. Only because there's still a little bit of tea left, so it's like coagulating with the tea. It's not like by itself. So that's very nice. Also, I don't get any ice with this, so it's not like it's a gross kind of melted ice situation. Yeah, I'm usually And even like disregarding boba, like just water as well. I'm not an ice water type of person. I've never really been. I felt like it's too cold for me, which is funny because I feel like my teeth aren't really sensitive, but I don't know. It's just something about it being too cold for my senses, and so I prefer cold water, but not like chilly, like kind of ice water. Not really been my thing. And then it also helps to the point where it's just like I don't, like the reason I don't get ice in my boba is because then they fill it up a little bit more. Then you get more volume of tea and stuff, and so it's not just a waste of, okay, well, you know, the ice that's just kind of taking up space there, you know. And I know there are actually some spaces that charge you more, which I think is kind of stupid, for asking for no ice. Those are generally the spaces I do not partake in, because it's kind of BS that they charge you 50 cents more or whatever to be like, oh, no ice. That's because it's like, well, I realized that, yes, I did just mention one of the reasons why I did that was because of the life hack. But I also have legitimate reasons. I just don't like it when I don't drink my drink too fast and then suddenly half of it has kind of become melted ice and now it's just all watered down. It's just like, yeah, disgusting. So, you know, that's honestly a bigger reason more than anything than the hack I just mentioned. And the biggest reason is what I mentioned before, which is, you know, I just don't like having really, really cold drinks. So sue me, I guess, you know, that's just never been my thing. Yako. Actually, yes. Let's get half of that. I don't think there's any risk of bad times happening if I do that. Let's see. Ooh, that's what I call a spicy meatball. Get that spicy meatball in there. Yeah. Didn't say that. Maybe I should say spicy chashu for the fact that we're doing a ramen scenario. It's like saying like hot dog when you're playing. I don't know what a good comparison for that is. But it's like saying, oh, hot dog when you're in a freaking, I don't know, like a wing eating competition. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Right? This is like, that's incorrect. I do need to. I don't think I have a date event, right? That's the concern. Okay, well that's helpful, but I mean I'm still gonna need to heal anyway, unless I somehow get a date event to pop up, which I don't think can it happen before you do training after a race? I don't think maybe there might be a chance. You never know. Well, let's see. See if luck be on my side, luck be a landlord. That's actually a game I was thinking about maybe doing stream of one of these days. I don't know if it would really be that interesting to watch as a stream, so it's always kind of never been. Okay, well, look at that. Turns out it actually can happen. Not the date event, but like that. We will take it. Yes, still don't have a date event. Usually it shows up around now, so I'm not sure why it hasn't shown up. Oh, there it is. Nice. Ye ask and ye shall receive. Okay, oh really? I don't have enough for that? Well, either way, I do need to start. That is actually one thing, a common thing that I've noticed with this scenario. It's really hard to get wit up to 1600, which feels like it's the minimum for any kind of competitive setting. You kind of really need to be mindful of the fact that wit is not as easy to get as the other parts, so a little bit of that unfortunateness to it. Oh, look at that. Oh. Ooh, okay, well, I gotta go for the double. Gotta go for the double, you know? When in doubt, go for the double. Except for most times, because if we're talking double, first thing that pops to my mind is in and out. And for me, I'm not usually a double guy. I'm more of a 3x3 because I'm that much of a freaking. I was about to say carnivore, but that's not the right word. I'm that much of a glutton for food. So I'm like, yeah, give me the 3x3. Just lettuce, no tomato, no onion, none of that crap. But give me mustard fried, or yeah, mustard fried patties, because that's the good shit. Give me some light well fries so that at least it's decent enough. Because let me tell you, the fries at In-N-Out, not good. It's just people smother them in like animal style and all that shit. I think the best way for me has just been like kind of get that light well, so it kind of has that nice crispy texture, so that you can have a like a kind of a potato chippy sort of style, right? Because that's really all it gets. I understand why the fries at In-N-Out can't be good. Is because it's the idea of they never freeze their potatoes, and you kind of need to do that in order for them to be the fast food quality of goods. So I understand. Having said that, it still kind of sucks that, you know, they're people don't. I mean, yeah, I don't like them. People don't usually like them. The only people who tolerate them are the people who grown up with it. Hey Rays, what's up? Good seeing you. Hope the runs have been going well. They have been going pretty decently. I still don't feel like I have a general... I still don't feel like I really understand this scenario, but I've been getting high scores, so, you know, there is that. Spent the first half just kind of reminiscing about AX stuff, which I think the main TLDR and all that has been like, it was very nostalgia. I think that's the right word of putting it. There's a lot of catching up with old friends. Not a lot, especially the first 2 days were not a lot of actual like convention stuff, but honestly that's fine. You know, you don't have to do the whole like convention shenanigans. Sometimes it's just nice to just hang out with friends, you know, have that be kind of the main focus. But I was able to at least get some shenanigans, some convention stuff going, so it wasn't all just I was about to say friend slop, but no, that's a really bad way of putting it. But it was good. So, very, very good stuff there. Now I'm just trying to get this. Oh shit, you're so right. You're so right. I done messed up. Oh, time to spin Doto a little bit. And now she's dizzy. Alright, keep spinning Doto. Okay. Enough spinning Doto. I'm just gonna do this for no reason, because there isn't a reason to do this. I'm just doing this for the gauge. Give me my win. Thank you. Only 3 lengths. Wow, shaking my head. The audacity. To be fair, the power be lacking. That's the problem with this 2 speed, 2 stamina strategy, is that the power be lacking. But the idea is that it's gonna get caught up eventually, so... Do I have a date event? I do, okay. I might actually low-key do that. Well, I'm gonna get 2 anyway, 2 secret ingredients. So let me actually just do that. And then we'll see who pops up here. Is it gonna be is it gonna be Lido? No, it's just NTR. Just NTR doing NTR shenanigans. Okay, let's do... That's the standard, and then these 2. Okay, nothing really changing. What are you? You are my papa. Okay. Yeah, it's just really bothers me, because it's like, I know the strat is to not really do any speed trainings unless it's amazing, but it's gonna bother me that power... The power stat is just not... It's just not. Which is... It just internally bothers me very much. But that just means I have to get over it. Suck it up. And just, deal with it. And like I said, it's not like I completely ignore the speed training, it's more so, you know, only when it's in certain situations, because like, oh, stuff like that, it's like, oh, hot damn, let's do that. That would have been really nice to have a a ramen training, but unfortunately I didn't have any ingredients. I guess we're just gonna have to die. I guess that means you're just gonna have to live to die. Or what was that? What was that line? There's like the abstinence line or whatever. It's like, but what happens if I want to have sex? Well, I guess that just means you're gonna have to be prepared to die, or whatever that was. That's another classic. Gosh, let me do, I guess, this one. Also, I forgot to ask Grace, how's the Fall Guys season going? Or how's the lineup this time around? Not that I'm really inclined to do, but maybe I might come back Monday to do another ranked knockout grind. But I think I'm good just to kind of have it as a backup game in case I want to stream, but I don't really have anything in mind. But I think, like I said, I bought quite a bit during the Steam summer sale, so hopefully that should bide me with stuff to have. I guess just to give a preview taste of what some of the stuff that you may have to look forward to. I got Sonic Mania. That was one of the games I got, so that could be a potential one. What else did I get? I think I also got a look at my Steam page real quick. Oh yeah, Hotline Miami. That was also on sale for a really low price, and I figured it's a pretty classic game, so that could be something fun. What is this? Tangle Tower. Tangle Tower seems like a pretty fun... What is this? Like a puzzle-y game? Yeah, like a puzzle... where are the tags for this? Shenanigans. Yeah, like a puzzle, detective, visual novel-y game. I got a few visual novel games, which I don't think are really going to be ones that I'm going to play on stream. It's just more so for my sake. And I don't know if Gabe is here, but Gabe, I did buy a Library of Ruina. I know it's the one you recommended. It was on sale, so that could be potential another Flong series whenever I finish Omori. That's a big if, because I don't know if I'm going to be finishing that anytime soon. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention. I did stop by the Omocat booth, and it's kind of I probably annoyed my friend being like, oh, hi, haha, I understand this reference, because he didn't play the game, so he's just like, oh, good for you. But I'm just like, oh, I understand this. This is Kel's pet rock, or oh, this is Aubrey, or oh, this is yeah, it's Mari, and stuff like that. Like, oh, I know these characters. Hey, it's Basil, and it's just like I was being that guy, but it's like, oh, I actually kind of know these now. Granted, I didn't understand the full picture of what was there, but it was kind of nice knowing at least the characters and like kind of what was going on that side. As much as I like to mention how, like, you know, for Omocat, I've bought quite a few of their shirts from like their Hololab collabs and stuff, so at least I was able to understand some of the other side of their business. Yeah. That's fun. But yeah, looking forward to getting back to Omori on Friday, so we'll see what shenanigans lie within that, because I'm sure there's definitely more to go for there, because there's like, what, 2 days left or whatever? So I still feel like we have a lot to go through. I don't know how far we are into it, but it does seem like one, because I do like to take my sweet-ass time with some stuff. So it does seem like one of those things where it's like, man, this is probably going to be a bit of a longer one than I thought, but I shouldn't complain about that, because that is what the Flong series are for. It's to really dive into these games that are going to take more than a couple of streams to uncover. So it's looking forward to that. I meant to do a ramen, but you know what? That's cool too, I guess. This is actually one of these situations where I think I'm going to do the top option here. Because I really desperately needed the mood and the energy. As much as I usually take the bottom option for it, I guess I'm a top now. You know? Sometimes you just have to code switch, or whatever the kids call it these days. What do the kids say these days? I don't know. Those crazy kids in their mumbo jumbo. I don't even want to. I mean, 6-7's probably very outdated by now, so I don't even know what the newfangled memes are nowadays. Those crazy kids and their memes and their crazy talks. I don't even want to know, honestly. Maybe it's best that I don't know. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that's a good one. It's too bad I don't have any ramen ingredients. Take full advantage of that. But sure, we'll take that, I guess. Now I have secret ingredients and some energy, so that should help a little bit. Let's do one of these bad boys. Actually, hold on, no. Let's do... Yeah, actually, let's do one of those bad boys. Sure. Let's get a wit ramen going. A quick wit ramen. And then... Ooh, yes. Perfect. Perfect for one of these bad boys. Progress update. The tear in my screen is up to here now. I think it was around here. I actually do think this tear by the end of this stream is going to go all the way down to like... all the way down to the bottom of the screen. I need to get that checked because that is not a good thing, I think. That is not good. Yeah, 'cause it was down to her chest area, right? Where is this now? Yeah, that's down to that area. So, not good. Not the most ideal, I would have to say, unfortunately. Let's do that one. What did I just... Oh. Apparently canceled for no reason. Okay, there we go. There we go. Actually, oh shoot. I'm very just habit of getting guts, because guts is usually the one stat that I'm not good with, but for, not the first time, but like, for one of the rare times is actually not the case here, so we need to remember that that is not the case. Desperately need power more than anything, actually. I was a little bit worried that was going to fail with 6%, despite the fact that it was only 6%. Such is the way of Umamusumers. Okay, I do need to heal, though. I still need to heal. And in fact, it may be a good idea to... I have not done a single date event? What am I doing? Jesus Christ, that's terrible of me. I need to get those going. I think it's just because I've not been, I've not been struggling with energy, I guess, but like I said, I need to get into the mindset of even if doesn't matter, you know, even if I have good amounts of energy, if I don't have a good amount of secret ingredients, I should just do that anyway, because that's the general idea of it. Need to stop with these old habits of the previous scenario and get into the habits of this scenario. It's slightly different. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the power is absolutely terrible. The power is absolutely pitiful. Again, that's the whole idea, but that is just gonna that's just gonna be like it's like the hair on your screen that you just can't get rid of. Or it's like, maybe not like that, but it's like a hair on your screen, right? It's just like a little thing where it's just like, that's gonna drive me crazy, but I just have to live with it. Maybe hair isn't a good maybe a scratch on your screen. That's probably a better way, because then you can't even get rid of it. Yeah, that's the metaphor I'm going with. It's like a little scratch on your screen right here, and just like, oh, I see it, it's bothering me, it's in my vision, but I'm just gonna have to live with it for the foreseeable future. Let's go Nakayama. Actually, no, let's go this one. I have a good reason for that. And it's because the training here is so much better. Okay. We have, what, 2 more turns? Okay. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, buddy. Okay. And then honestly, oh man, I think I'm gonna... Unfortunately, I think that kind of screwed me, because I don't think I'm gonna have enough even to use any of my secret ingredients, and it's gonna probably be like, oh, you can't use your secret ingredients. It's gonna put the pop up there, because it's gonna give me 2 more. Sorry, yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's just gonna be a big rippo. It's whatever. Also, I have like 3 date events left, so like still we're very sitting pretty on the amount of potential secret ingredients I can have. And there's nature. That's normal. Very normal. Yeah, I remember when I was getting the costume ready for the ramen scenario cosplay I was doing. I was originally getting sweatpants because I didn't have a good view of what pants they were wearing, and then I played the scenario I think the day before I was about to get ready for the convention, and I noticed that they were wearing kind of like black jeans instead, and I was like, well shit, I don't think I really have any of those. Luckily I was able to get something pretty similar. I had like a pair of very dark blue jeans, so it kind of worked out anyway. But in the back of my mind I was like, oh shit, I may have just screwed myself over because I don't think I actually have the right thing here. And I can't just last minute shop because it was literally the night before day 1, so all the stores are closed and stuff, so it's like, well, I can't do that. But it all worked out in the end. And like I said, now I finally, and I haven't worn it yet, but I think I should have the Tracing School uniform that should be actually fit to my size. So I'll try it on after this stream, and if it works, I finally have 3 distinct-ish costumes that I can use for the foreseeable future in terms of conventions. And I can use the same Ines wig, although man, that Ines wig, I should probably wash it at some point because it's been through some sweaty times, so I cannot imagine it smells good. Maybe not now, but definitely after off Kai, I think I'm gonna definitely have to wash it. Because that's not going to be very good. It's going to be a bit stinky. I can't do that. Okay. We are in a bit of a pickle when it comes to what we have right now. Okay. None of those were really good trainings, but I didn't have any good options there. Still don't have any good options. What is going on here? Let me do, I don't know, let me do this, I guess. I think this should get me like a double rainbow at least, right? Nope, apparently not. Screw me. Honestly, that's fine. I do need to catch up on speed, both because the speed is low, but also because the power is astronomically bad, so I need to get that caught up a little bit. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Oh, that's actually better. Okay, how many secret ingredients do I have? I think 2 or 1? Either way, I think I should... Oh, I have 0. Okay, well, you know what that means. Date event. Okay, Osaka High. The old soccer high. Everybody knows about the old soccer high. God. Oh, really stupid thing that just suddenly came to my mind. When me and my friend were walking around the convention area, I remember there was like a wall section of like different Uma near the Cygames booth. And apparently they changed it every day, so it was different Umas per the given day. But the day we passed by, there were like a whole bunch of Umas, and I remember there was winning ticket on that. And I remember I, being the stupid person I am, I'm like, oh yay, it's my favorite Umamusume, especially weak. Silent Sussika. And then I'm just like, oh, whining ticket. And I'm like, low-key, I'm like, wait a second, that's actually a really good nickname for winning ticket. Low-key. It's like a whining ticket. And so that has become my new go-to whenever I call her that. Good old, you know, I got Tomato Cross, I got Especially Weak, I got all those, but Whining Ticket I think is actually a pretty good one. No offense to any Winning Ticket fans out there, but I think even their fans know that, yeah, she does have the tendency to be a bit emotional, so I think that fits her pretty well, to be quite honest. But yeah, just another day of the shenanigans of walking around the exhibit halls and stuff. It was fun, you know, just kind of walking around all that stuff, and we didn't get that much free stuff because we weren't really on the hunt for it. My other friend, the one who was hosting the panel, definitely did a bit more of that, of just kind of going around and being like, oh, what free stuff do you all have? And then had a whole bag of it, and we were just like, oh, where'd you get that? I was like, oh, it's from this booth. I was like, wait, that booth was giving out free stuff? We didn't even notice. just kind of gave it a cursory glance. We didn't even look that closely into it. That was a little bit of an oopsie on us, but, you know, that's okay. Also, at the rate I'm not gonna lie, at the rate we're going right now, I don't think the power is gonna catch up. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. It is not looking very good. It is kind of looking Jover, if I'm to be honest. This run may be Jover. Okay. We are still experimenting. I don't know why I just whistled there saying that word. I don't think I could replicate that even if I tried. Like, see? How the hell did I do that naturally? That's crazy. I don't know how I just naturally just whistled while saying that word. That was like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I don't think I can ever... If you, like, tell me I have to do that or else you shoot me, I don't think I'd lift the tail to tail, because that's not gonna happen. Like, hold me to gunpoint, you must do this. Like, oh, I can't... Oh, no, all this, I can't do this. I don't know why I suddenly turned into a weird Morty clone version, whatever, but apparently I did. Okay. Runs like these, I think, is what I really need. I still think it's possible, but... Man, are we not doing the greatest right now? Okay, let's see. I actually might do... Is that a good idea? Yeah, let's try doing that. Okay. I think the other idea is just don't force anything. You know, like in this situation, I'm like, oh, I gotta force myself to get all these, to get my speed caught up. But I think that's not that's not a good mindset. I think if that's the only option, sure. But like, there's still other things. There's still other stats that need to be caught up anyway. So you know, if it doesn't happen, let's just move on to something else. Because it's more of a last act desperation if it's the last few turns and it's still not caught up by then. But the idea is that hopefully should be. So I think we should hopefully be fine. But even then, you're noticing, like, okay, there we go. Now we're up to 1,000 with the power. So at least get that to like 1,200, and then the rest of the stats to be really high, and that should be fine. And then we should be golden. I hope, in my mind. Maybe not though. Here's my last state event. Okay, see, in this oh shoot, but that's not even that good either. Sure, let's do that. Okay, the speed, or not the speed, the power is actually kind of fine. I think maybe at this point I want to focus on some of the other the areas here, but oh my god, even that's not good either. I don't have a date event, so I can't really do that. I don't like it. I don't really like it at all, actually. I'm gonna do something that may seem really crazy. I'm actually gonna purposely do... God damn it, I want one that actually heal me. And it's another crane game. Okay, that actually does heal me, so... Unless I mess up horribly. Let's do it. Let's go for this Lucky Lilac. I don't think I actually have any Lucky Lilacs. Okay, that should be good. I will say the funny thing is now this tear on my screen is actually very helpful because it's a nice guide to where the crane lines up. So in a way, it actually kind of is a like there. Look at that. See, that's perfect. Actually, maybe I should keep this because this is actually really good for the crane game. Look at that. That's perfect. Unless that's gonna somehow fall. No, look at beautiful. I love it. Okay. That is actually really funny how that is actually ended up. Yeah, because then I can be like, oh, perfect. Ah, I think I was just barely off. A little off. Oh, hell yeah. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Yes. Hey, look, she got an Ines for herself. That's what we like to see. Yeah, that unironically and also unintentionally ended up being actually a really good guide. Like this little tear on my screen here that's like running down the middle. That you can't see, obviously, but it's very visible, and it's down to here now, right now. So I think it actually is going to go all the way down to the bottom at this point. Not the best, not ideal. But again, it's whatever. Okay, barely have enough turns. I don't think this is going to be the score that I want. But I'm just gonna... I'll continue doing more runs today and tomorrow, the rest of today and tomorrow, just to kind of really try and hone down on something good here. Please? Oh, that's decent. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a Bugador card. Interesting. With Gentle Donna? Oh, shit. Thank you for the power, actually. That actually kind of works out to my advantage. Yeah, based on... unless we get an amazing last few turns, I don't think this is going to beat what I just had, so... It's looking a little Jover, not gonna lie, y'all. Yeah, 'cause like, what is this? What is this? This is horrendously bad. No, and I didn't mean to click that. I actually meant to click the wit, but you know, fuck me, I guess. Okay. That's actually slightly better. Only, oh great, of course, fucking course. That's the. Of course, none of that is what I need, because why not? Why would it give me what I need? Of course it wouldn't. Wait, I don't keep those ingredients, right? Oh shit. Why did I do that? Stupidly. Yes. Yes. Okay. Time for the final competition. The final challenge. Alright, are they gonna win? Oh, there's Doto. Doto's just like, I'm sorry, please go in, sorry. Oh, Doto, you creature, you. Everybody loves Doto, except for the people that don't. Everybody loves this, except for the very generic ass statement. Either you like them or you don't, you know? Very no shit Sherlock moment. Okay, I kind of want some good wit training. That's my hope right now for the last 2 turns. Actually, the stamina is pretty close to max. The speed is definitely no shit close to max. I guess I can't really be too picky or choosy. Let's see what we got. Oh, I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with this one. And that's gonna max out the stamina, and then my hope is that I get a good wit training, because then that's gonna round out everything. And then who knows from there. But yeah, I think if I want to try and get to top 5 of this, I definitely need to get her to LG, the fabled LG rank. LG, life's good. Okay, but if I want to do that, let me think. Decisions. Should I go wit here, or should I go... Yeah, should I go wit or guts? I mean, if it comes down to... I was gonna say, if it comes down to stat-wise, I think that's the play, and also the skill point gain on that was a lot more. So that was actually what really tipped my favor. But I'm not really happy about it. But I guess yes, yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Let's see how this run ended up being. Give me all the shit. Give me that shit. Give me that shit. Give me that shit. How did that end up being? Not too bad. Surprisingly, not too bad. Okay, let me get... Oh, yep, it's officially... The tear has officially gone all the way down to the bottom of my screen. It is now covering the entire middle. Perfect. Okay, this is really good. This is beautiful for me. Now the concern is if this tear grows from the middle, that's when it's really something I mean, this is already something I need to take care of, but yeah, now I really need to... Then I really need to start figuring something out. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Because yeah, that is going to be annoying if I want to actually use my phone in the folded out mode, which is... Sometimes I want to do that. Granted, I don't do that very often. But I do want to do that. I'm just gonna keep on collecting all this, get as many skills as possible, and then we'll go from there. No. I should say applicable skills. Although honestly with this, it's just like, yeah, the more skills you take, the better. Especially since I'm not really building this to be a viable Uma for any upcoming competitions. I'm really just building this just to get the max score that I can for the you know what, for the you know what. So let's for the event. That's what it's called. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Moment of truth, drum roll. See how it ended up being. It is a US 4. Slightly worse than last time, but it could still be a higher ranking slightly, depending on how well we did the skills. Let's see. It is not a high score, nope. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm going to keep on grinding to try and get to the top here. That's a road to the top and all that. So, keep on going. But, I think that's going to do it for me. I've said all I need to say about... jeez. I've said all I need to say about the good old Anime Expo. I've done all the catching up that I think I've been doing, so let's sign off there. Oh yeah, Crane Game. I think it's because I got Lucky Lilac. And maybe some other new characters. Yeah, I've not been doing the Crane Game, so you can see even like down to like Tsuyoshi, I don't even have a copy of her, so a lot of the new characters that have come out, just a whole section that I've not even touched. So, with that, and let me... Wait, what is... Oh, right, the Bukador card. I was like, what is new in my archive here? Bukador, okay. Enough dawdling, enough stalling. I'm gonna call that a day, because it is not that late, but like I said, I'm still slowly recovering from the weekend, so we'll hopefully get that going. But thanks all so much for listening to my ramblings as I talked about what's been up. Hopefully this weekend should be full of streaming and fun good times, so look forward to that. I'm going to try and do a stream tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. if not that, we'll see you tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday for Omori. And then, like I said, Saturday we'll get back into the EN UMA, do some event grinding, and also train some characters for Off-Kai Expo's competition. Try and get that first place and get the prizes and glory there. So look forward to that. But until then, hope you all have a good rest of your Wednesday night. I forgot what day it was for a second. This has been Chino the Penguin. Yeah, well, I guess it may not be Wednesday, whatever day and time may be. I completely forgot what my outro's like. Yeah, so hope you have a good day and time, and I will see you all in the next stream. Till then, have a good one. Thank you. Ad break starting? Nope, we're ending by then, but anyway, thanks, y'all. Goodbye.